Maybe the absolute best weather day the Phoenix have had inside Rhode Stadium since the start of the 2025 campaign as Elon returns home for the first time in 4 weeks. Following the bye week, they'll welcome in nationally ranked Rhode Island in just a few moments. With Dr. Kyrie Walker, I'm Taylor Durham. You'll hear from Hannah Brady on the Elon sideline. The storyline, the open date. On a 3-game losing slide, it comes at a really good time to get healthy and reset.
I think that's one of the fun things about this game of football that we love is that a month ago, TD, we were standing here on campus 4-2, 2-0 in the conference, feeling really good about where the Phoenix were going. But, 2 tough losses back-to-back against Villanova, but then also at William & Mary, then at Maine, and then you get a bye week. But they get to reset the battery, something that they've done really well the last couple of years.
Welcome to a spot the Phoenix have been really good in. The month of November, they've won 5 straight and 10 of the last 11 on the schedule. On the other side, a Ram ball club that may be playing for a lot of different things. A conference championship and a potential top 8 national seed. They walk in ranked 10th in the coaches poll, winners of 3 straight.
Rhode Island's an interesting team. They are very physical, very athletic, and like you said, they're playing for a lot right now. They're playing for an opportunity to potentially hear their name called where they're hosting, or the road to the championship goes through Rhode Island. So there's a lot at stake here, but them on the road, they're an interesting team. Should be a great game in Rhodes.
Players to watch, let's begin with the Rams and Marquise Buchanan. His 4th 100-yard-plus game last Saturday. He's averaging over 18 yards per catch.
I'll tell you right now, when he gets a one-on-one matchup, that is where Rhode Island gets to do what they do. They're going to go a lot of jump balls, just allowing him to utilize his athleticism. So the Phoenix have to be prepared for that because that is a big part of what makes Rhode Island such a great team.
Hannah Brady on the Elon sideline. In just one moment, she'll have more on this, but TJ Thomas is a scratch this afternoon after the injury at Maine. And Jamel Williams gets the start. If he had enough carries, he leads the entire country in yards.
Well, I'll tell you right now, TD, I think he's about to get a lot of carries. Jamil Williams is going to be a quantiful running back. I'm utilizing quantiful today. He's going to get a lot of carries because he wears defensive downs. And in the games that he's been the most successful, that's what we've seen. So if the Phoenix is going to be successful, they're going to have to get the ball to 26.
Phoenix plays for a 9th straight fall campaign with a win versus a ranked team. You'll hear from Hannah Brady on the Elon sideline next. This is Elon Football from Elon Sports Vision in My 48.
Discover your gateway to the Elon experience with a stay at the Inn at Elon, a 4-star boutique hotel nestled in the heart of one of the nation's most beautiful campuses. Their mission, a stay with a purpose, ensures that 100% of profits from your stay and meals go directly to supporting student scholarships. Enjoy fine dining at the Mark, along with exceptional hospitality throughout your stay. Learn more and book your visit at theinnatelon.com.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
Almost breaking the 70-degree mark in terms of the weather, and you could not script it any better for the second Saturday in the month of November. 69 degrees under blue skies and clouds as we head down to the Phoenix sideline and introduce the 3rd member of our broadcast team in Hannah Brady. And Hannah, we mentioned it in the open, TJ Thomas a scratch for this afternoon. Phoenix will go lean on the guy that was the standout for Hillside just about 35 minutes down the road in Jamel Williams at the prep level.
Yeah, Taylor, running back TJ Thomas is out for today's game after sustaining a shoulder injury in the game against Maine 2 weeks ago. So there will be some rotation in the tailback spot for the Phoenix today. Getting the start at running back is Jamil Williams with Dan Frederick in rotation. And head coach Tony Trisciani told me earlier this week that Jamil is ready with 9 games under his belt, that he has the reps now, so he is ready to go today, locked and loaded. Now, the Phoenix are also coming off of a bye week, so they spent at this bye week, getting rested and going back to the development of things. Head coach Tony Trisciani told me that the message this week, they were frustrated, but they're still hungry, so they're looking to play physical for 60 minutes and execute when it matters most, guys.
Hannah, thanks so much. All right, pal, you've been here before. The Phoenix have been here before. We mentioned it in the open. 5 straight wins in the month of November, 10 of the last 11. More importantly, since the start of the 2021 fall campaign, they are 7-4 versus ranked teams, and a top 10 team walks in the room this afternoon.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really important for the Phoenix to get off to a very, very fast start. And then I think the thing is, TD, they've been here the last couple years. They've unfortunately been in this position, but they've found a way, and that all comes to their leadership. The 3 young men we see standing doing the coin toss, their level of leadership to really inspire and get these guys fired up is going to really showcase and dictate what happens today.
We're going to bring up a lot of numbers when we talk about Jim Fleming's ball club, the former North Carolina assistant coach under John Bunning, who is in his 38th year working in college football. 3rd best scoring offense, 2nd best total offense, top scoring defense, 2nd best total defense. You work through all of the different numbers. The one that jumps out, Rhode Island's given up over 160 yards per game on the ground. Feels like that and the Phoenix offense go hand in hand this afternoon.
And I think that provides the opportunity not only for Jamil Williams, but the legs of Landon Clark when it's not necessarily there. So I expect the Elon defense to kind of spread out Rhode Island, go to some 5 wide receiver, 4 wide receiver sets, and just allowing for that run space to, really develop. I think it's going to also be really important for the offensive line to start to work to the second level on any run play to allow for Jamil, allow for Landon, allow for Dan, allow for those guys to get pushed forward because, if you really watch the film on Rhode Island, they're a very, I think you want to say streaky type of defense. If they're clicking and they get things going, they're very dangerous. But they sometimes lose a little bit of their discipline, and those are the moments that the Phoenix have to capitalize.
Rhode Island at 7-2 on the season. They are undefeated in the CAA, going neck and neck with the Monmouth Hawks with regards to the potential of winning a 2nd straight regular season crown for that man right there on your screen, the 66-year-old native of New York, and Jim Fleming. The Rams come in having won 3 straight. They have been prolific on the offensive end, 38 or more in each of the 3 ball games. And as Kyrie mentioned, the Phoenix walk in having dropped 3 straight. The home decision at homecoming against Villanova, and then the road contest against William and Mary in Maine. Once again, Elon has lost the toss to begin the afternoon. Rhode Island wins things. They defer the option to the second half. And so the Rams will get things started, and Garth White will do the honors for Rhode Island. Ball in the air, and away we go. On a Saturday afternoon in November, and Landon Bakey will take a shot at it on the return and runs right into a Rhode Island Ram at the 15-yard line, and so the Phoenix will see it. 1st down and 10 from their own 15 to begin the opening drive of the afternoon. Phoenix with the 4th best offense in the CAA and the 2nd best run game at over 177 yards per contest.
Yeah, I think one thing the Phoenix have to do, this is all going to be on the big boys up front. They are going to have to showcase, really dictate this game and allow themselves to get into a flow, because one thing about Rhode Island and this defense, they are aggressive, but they do a tremendous job of getting after the quarterback. So they're going to have to keep landing clean and allow for this run game to develop.
Play action, Clark to go to the air on the opening snap. Looking and misfires on Isaiah Furman. Pass is incomplete. Allende Johnson, 4th-year junior from out of Danbury, in coverage.
I mean, if you just look at that first play there, Rhode Island is bringing some heat. I think they kind of understand, too, that someone's going to keep eyes on Landon Clark here to make sure he kind of stays corralled, but they're going to try to take advantage of the matchups or any type of one-on-one situation that they have with this Elon offensive line.
Phoenix go to the empty backfield on the 2nd snap of the afternoon. Williams in motion to the bottom of the screen. Clark fakes the jet sweep, now uncorks it to Bakey. Landing across the Phoenix 40, across the midfield stripe, and sprinting down the sideline before he is yanked down on the play. And it is Justin Carcel that comes up to make the tackle, but a massive gain on the 2nd snap, and the Phoenix across the 50 and will set up shop and ram territory.
Outstanding pass from Landon Clark to Landon Bakey. Great job by the offensive line. Kind of what I alluded to earlier, going 5 wide, really stretching out this defense, finding that matchup. Great pinpoint accuracy there from Clark to Bakey. Big game for the Phoenix.
Excuse me, it's Davey and not Carcel on the tackle. Gain of 39. This is Zymir Winston who will take it to the 40-yard line before the stop can be made. Trey Lubin, one of the plethora of cornerbacks in this Ram defense, there on the stop. Total play will be of 6. Let's call it 2nd and 4.
I think the one thing we've seen from the Phoenix when they've been successful offensively this season is going with a little bit of pace, a little bit of tempo, trying to catch opposing defenses off guard. And so far, the Phoenix have been getting into a little bit of a rhythm. That is what they have needed the last few weeks, is not things such as this.
Yep, penalty flag, and I believe it's going to be Duska, but let's wait and see.
Offense, number 75, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
It is not Luke Duska, but rather Evan Safree, third-year sophomore from out of Woodbridge, Virginia, who gets whistled on the penalty. Safree getting the start this afternoon in the right tackle as the Phoenix work through the makeshift offensive line. As Jamel Williams with his first carry of the afternoon and just simply bullies his way to the 41 of the Rams before the stop can be made. Andre DePina Gray comes up to make the tackle from the safety spot.
Yeah, the one thing the Phoenix have offensively done multiple times this season is when they get things rolling, they kind of shoot themselves in the foot, and then just any type of negative play, any type of penalty bringing them back, especially when they have things rolling. So this is a 3rd down conversion, especially for a team that just needs that positive momentum. They need to kind of go after it here, try to get to the 6 and keep this drive going.
First 3rd down opportunity of the afternoon for the Phoenix. Clark sets, now slings one out. Pass caught by Williams. Jamel's got the first and a little bit more. He will scoot it down to the Rhode Island 34-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play. That's one of the options we saw earlier in the year with the guy from out of Durham.
And that's a great job by Jamil Williams, just making sure he keeps himself in bound. Even though his body and his whole body was heading towards out of bounds, he was able to stop on the down and get upfield. First down for the Phoenix, but also great job by Landon Clark, just looking at his safety net out there on the outside, getting it to the sure hands of 2-6.
Landon's hit 3 straight after the opening misfire to Isaiah Furman on the opening snap. Clark ready to go again on 1st down. Flushed out of the pocket, now he'll simply flip it into the Elon sideline. Giving chase, A.J. Penna. And you may hear his name a few different times this afternoon. Kyrie, his 32nd straight start. He comes into the afternoon. 35 sacks during his time in Rhode Island.
Listen, that young man was out here warming up in just compression shorts. That's when you know you're a bad man, when you just have no shirt, no socks on, just getting to warm up, but also his speed off the ball and his hand placement, it's fantastic. It's something special to watch.
This is Williams, got a little bit of a lane, and Jamel able to get it to the 32-yard line, gain of 2 on the play. And so the Phoenix, who converted their first 3rd down opportunity on the drive, will now have a second crack at it. Magazoo in, Winston out on the offensive end.
Yeah, this is a little bit of that 3rd and long territory where the Phoenix do not want to be in, especially considering the aggressiveness, pass rush capabilities of this Rhode Island defense. So Landon has to make sure he's getting the ball out, and the receivers have to make sure they're putting themselves in a position that he can get it to him quick, early, and not have any pressure.
Play action, Clark with the pocket closing down, zips one out, and it is incomplete. Intended for McMillan. And it's Lubin on the coverage. It'll bring up 4th down. And on will come Luke Barnes. This one would be a season long. Barnes, who has missed 3 straight and just 1 effort in his last 3 games, and that was the miss from 54 2 weeks back in Orono. Yerk on the hold, smack dab in the middle of the field, and Hoffman on the snap. And the effort from Barnes is up and good. A brand new personal best for the former Grimsley Whirly And the Phoenix jump out to the early 3-0 lead.
I've been waiting for that for a long time. I remember his first attempt last year was like 56 yards. And then one thing that this team has is a lot of confidence in the leg of Luke Barnes as well. So I think it was just lined up perfectly. He did a really good job in warm-up. So that was obviously in the range of Coach Triciani, and he proved him right there by taking a chance and putting 3 on the board for the Phoenix.
It's also the Wade Jewelers scoring drive on the opening salvo of the afternoon. 9 plays, 53 yards in 3 minutes. And 25 seconds off the clock for the Phoenix. We'll get you a brief look into the Cox Toyota keys to the ball game in just a moment as the Rams get set to have it offensively for the first time on the afternoon. Scoring drive summary presented to you by Wade Jewelers in Gibsonville and Southport on the coast. It should not be stressful to celebrate life's big moments. Let Wade's make it easy.
I'll tell you right now, just to get the start of this game, the Phoenix needed to get something positive going, which they did. But I think this is going to be the battle today, TD. I think it's the Rhode Island offense versus Elon defense, especially considering the wide receiver play that Rhode Island's had a lot of success in, especially just one-on-one matches with the jump ball. So it's going to be interesting to see this Elon defense, especially these DBs, step up to the challenge and the pressure that the offense is looking to bring.
Jake Marion boots it away for the Phoenix. Rhode Island tried to let it bounce out of bounds. It was not going anywhere. And so Kawartang had to make a play on it. The redshirt junior from out of Alexandria, Virginia, by way of Sacred Heart. And the Phoenix are able to pin Rhode Island into their own territory. And so the Rams will have a go at it. First down and 10. Well, they have yet to officially spot it. Now backing it up after what I believe may have been a penalty. Nothing has been noted yet. But they are backing it up from the 5. Kawartang caught it at the 4.
I think it bounced first at the 5, right, T, before he caught it at the 4. So I think that's where they're moving it, but nothing's been said yet.
Well, and indeed that is what it appears. So the bounce at the 4 is where they'll snap, make it the 3. And that's where Farrell and the Ram offense will go to work. Third best scoring offense, second best total offense. Farrell set, ready to go on the opening snap. He'll flip one out, pass is caught, and Kawartang with the catch. A gain of 7 on the play to the Rhode Island 10. And make it 2nd and 3.
Yeah, one thing that you're going to see a lot from Rhode Island, they trust the athletes, and I think the relationship with the QB and the wide receivers and also the tight end game, they look to go fast, and that just kind of sets up those one-on-one matchups on the outside where it's a jump ball a lot of the time, and Rhode Island's won a lot of those matchups so far this season.
Farrell the pitch out. This is Barrow with it off of the toss sweep, and a good job pursuing by the Phoenix defense. DJ James Hamilton, he of the 4 double-figure tackle games on the season, comes up to make the stop.
Yeah, and Asher Cunningham did a fantastic job of just kind of having his hair on fire and just getting to the ball. But one thing the Phoenix have done really well with their run defense this season is pursuit. Except for Maine last week in the second half, they've done a fantastic job of taking great angles, trying to shut it down. But this is where they have to watch out. This is where Rhode Island can be very dangerous. They tend to be a little bit more creative and try to catch Elon. One person out of place here can lead to a big game.
They have got 5 wideouts on the field. Walker, the 5th wideout, is the back, and now he'll motion out. Farrell simply slings it to him. Walker with the catch. He'll try to dance the sideline and has got enough for the first down. So the second best third down offense converts their first try of the afternoon, 46.1% of the season.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, Jesse Powell had that. He knew what was coming there, did a great job shedding that block. He just has to make the tackle, just grab a leg and ankle, something in order to get him down. But once again, that's what we see from Rhode Island. They never panic in third and long, third and medium situations. They feel like they have the playmakers to convert and keep drives going.
Handoff is given to Littleton, and Littleton gets stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Paris Lowry in the vicinity. And it is also Dylan Pardue, last guy to get up off the deck. And Kamari Brown as well. Back to the line of scrimmage, so make it 2nd down and 10. Phoenix already out in front, 3-0 off of the Luke Barnes 50-yard field goal on the opening drive of the afternoon for either side.
Yeah, this run defense for the Phoenix has done a tremendous job, especially at the D-line. A little undersized, but they do a great job keeping it tame, playing with their hands.
Farrell flushed out of the pocket now, heading to the top of your screen. He'll simply flip one, going to the sideline, and it is incomplete. Pass is intended on the play for Connor Feiner, the tight end. But it'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
This is where you can look at Kamari Brown, and this is where I guarantee you Rhode Island's also going to look at Kamari Brown and try to chip him here and see if there's any other one-on-one matchup where the Phoenix can possibly get past the Rams. This is where Dylan Pardue, this is where looking at it, Paris Lowry, this is where you have to gear up your best pass rush move in order to try to make some noise and kind of rattle up the pocket.
Farrell is 1 for 2 here in the early going. Make him 2 for 3, 10 yards so far. Drop back, here comes the pressure. Rhode Island gets it blocked, catch is caught. That's Feiner, the 5th-year senior tight end from out of Newport Richey, Florida, who makes the grab all the way to the 35-yard line. Gain of 19 on the play, needed 10 but winds up with 19.
I mean, that's just a little bit too much time in the pocket there for a quarterback of the caliber of Farrell. He's calm, cool, collected. He continued to have that bubble around him. Paris Lowry is trying to do pump fakes with the hands to try to disrupt his vision, but he knew where he was going. So the Phoenix defensive line has to collapse that pocket a little bit more, try to put a little pressure on him because that's a lot to ask in the defensive backs on some of those matchups.
Buchanan, 47 catches to his credit. The wide receiver in motion to the top of your screen on 1st down. And Farrell will keep it himself. Now pulls it down. Now flips one out. This is Feiner across the Rhode Island 40 to the 43-yard line. A gain on the play of 8 will make it 2nd and 2. The Rams may very well be holding a masterclass in the eye candy pre-snap offensively. They've got guys moving from everywhere in the stadium right now.
Absolutely, and you just have to keep them accountable there if you're the Elon defense. This is where communication, talking, making sure everyone knows what's kind of going on, especially for the linebackers helping out the D-line, defensive backs helping out the linebackers. Because if you miss one person, that could be the person to burn you here within this offense.
Give us to Littleton, and Littleton will find his way forward for the 1st and 10. Pardue there on the stop along with Brody Carroll on another 1st down for Rhode Island. Littleton, the 5th-year senior from out of Greenbelt, did not play 2 weeks ago in the win against Bryant. Injured his arm in the offensive juggernaut against UAlbany when the Rams went for 58 on the afternoon. Farrell flips one out on 1st down. Pass is caught. First time that the former Cyclone Greg Gaines has made the grab. 30-year sophomore from out of Tampa, Florida, comes up to make the catch. Gain to the Elon 48. First time the Rams have been on the Phoenix side of the 50 on the opening drive.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. They're just kind of taking a little bit, just a little bit at a time. They're not necessarily going deep. You know, even with the run game that hasn't been super strong yet, 3 rushes for 5 yards. The throw game, quick throws, just trying to see if they can have a little bit of a matchup win and allowing their athletes to just kind of continue to push, try to get to the 1st down marker. But they're just very methodical right now. That's been more their approach, and that's what I kind of expect to see from Rhode Island today.
First time under center, the toss pitch to Littleton, and Littleton will scamper it down to the Elon 40-yard line, so a gain of 8 on the play. And another Rhode Island 1st down. Boy, now you're seeing everything. Farrell in the shotgun and the pistol under center, and now the toss pitch going to Littleton.
And the offensive line for Rhode Island did a tremendous job of kind of just washing the defensive line there from Elon, not necessarily pushing them downfield, but just getting them all to the right side of the field, allowing for that toss, wide open gap there to have a huge game.
Buchanan in motion. Farrell will flip it out to him. Pass is caught. Buchanan spins away from the first defender and then right into the arm tackle of Jevin Brown. With the gain to the 36-yard line, a gain of 4 on the play. Buchanan comes into the afternoon, 47 catches, 3rd best in the league, 870 yards is the top number in the league.
I'll I'll tell you right now, Elon defensive backs cannot run up and do any arm tackles. That's not going to work with Buchanan. You got to make sure you kind of square up there in that situation, because one thing Rhode Island has done is they continue to build on yards in those situations.
Now all of a sudden penalty flags, and I believe Justin Ackley and his crew have got the call.
Offense. Number 64. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
I believe it is Trey Alexander. Or excuse me, it is not Trey Alexander, Christian Smith, the grad student at left guard from out of Rumson, New Jersey. So second down and 11 after the 5-yard infraction. Farrell on the play action. Rhode Island's pocket holds. He'll flip one out. Pass is incomplete, intended for Barrow, and he was going to pay the price because Jevin Brown had dialed up the radar in the vicinity.
Yeah, Jevin Brown saw that was coming, but once again, I think that's a great job by the Rhode Island offensive line, just keeping Farrell clean. And Farrell just had a lot of time, but the defensive backs for the Elon did a great job of kind of locking that down. The defensive front for Elon needs to do a better job of trying to get pressure on Farrell, utilize their first pass rush move, then go into their secondary, because Farrell with that much time, that is a tough ask. And then kind of lucky in that situation because Brown was right there, but now huge third down opportunity here for the Phoenix.
Rhode Island 2 for 2 on third downs in this opening drive. Empty backfield, Farrell will shoot one out, and it is incomplete. Finder, oh, excuse me, they're going to say catch was made. And so the first down opportunity, it looked from far away like it may have skipped to him, but no, that is a fantastic job. And they have decided to go to the video monitor for the first time on the afternoon, but great work by our Elon Sports Vision cameras. Finder does a great job just simply getting his hands underneath the football.
Yep.
And makes the grab.
Yeah, he did a great job of kind of getting the football and kind of popping it up to his chest and then bringing his hands around it. So from that angle and the angles that our outstanding team at Elon Sports Vision has provided, it doesn't look like it touched the ground at all. It was just a fantastic play. But once again, kind of talking about the Phoenix, being aware as a defensive back where the first down marker is and not giving them that much space. Finder went to exactly where he needed to go, cut his route, came back, and that would be a huge first down conversion on 3rd and 10 there for Rhode Island.
Justin Ackley, your referee this afternoon. Ed Kiefer, your umpire. Matthew Thibodeau is your head linesman. Jerry Farrelly is your side judge. Line judge is Derek Latimer. Brendan Johnston, your field judge, and Shane Snyder rounds out the crew as your back judge this afternoon. Really good job there. It's the guy who's the transfer from out of Kennesaw State, just north of Atlanta, and the 5th-year senior. Finder came into the afternoon third on the Rams in catches at 29, 330 yards. This would be catch number 3 already on the afternoon.
After further review, rolling on the field is up now.
It is a very quick review as well. And so after the game, the Rams will have it first down and 10 inside the Phoenix 30-yard line. Rhode Island knocking on the door of the red zone. They've been there 33 times on the season. 26 scores, including 21 touchdowns. But they do have the propensity to cough it up when they get close. 6 red zone miscues on the year. Here's Littleton, and Littleton will run right into the arms of Kirksey. And Jared simply pulled along for a couple of yards, but able to jerk him to the ground inside the 25 to the 22-yard line, 2nd and 5.
Well, based off of what we've seen from the Phoenix the last couple of weeks here, they've struggled to get off the field on third down in certain moments. Like right now, this is a 14-play drive, 69 yards so far for the Rams, and they're continuing to go by not pushing it, not forcing it, just getting to the sticks and extending the drives.
Yep, this is Littleton on the cutback inside the red zone and then down to the 10-yard line. Gain on the play will be of 12, and Kyrie mentioned the length of the drive. Not only is it getting ready to be snapped 16, but it is now gone over 7 minutes.
Yep.
of time off the clock.
Yeah, and these are the things, especially as you go to the whole build of the game, when you're going to the fourth quarter and you're seeing the defense hand on hips tired, these are the drives that you kind of refer back to, because this is a lot of time for this thing to be out there.
Farrell keeps it himself, runs away from Jesse Powell, and Devin Farrell with the touchdown. Powell had an opportunity to get to him in the backfield, but could not bring him down. And Devin Farrell scampers his way to touchdown number 3 on the season. It will be the 19th that he has accounted for on the offensive end. And Rhode Island answers the early Phoenix field goal with a touchdown on their opening drive.
I mean, that is just a blueprint of a drive from Rhode Island. No pressure, just continuing to run within their offense. Phoenix have to tackle. They have to wrap up. Jesse Powell the third, there's 2 opportunities to make plays, and then both times not kind of bringing his reaching and missing the tackle, and that led to a touchdown.
Extra point is good. 7.5 minutes on the opening drive, and the nation's 10th ranked ball club is out to an early 7-3 lead. Back we come to Rhode Stadium. This is Elon football on My 48 and Elon Sports Vision.
Discover your gateway to the Elon experience with a stay at the Inn at Elon, a 4-star boutique hotel nestled in the heart of one of the nation's most beautiful campuses. Their mission, a stay with a purpose, ensures that 100% of profits from your stay and meals go directly to supporting student scholarships. Enjoy fine dining at the Mark, along with exceptional hospitality throughout your stay. Learn more and book your visit at theinnatelon.com.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
Broadcast doubleheader afternoon. Dr. Walker and Hannah Brady and I are thrilled to be with you inside Rhode Stadium. Phoenix home for the first time in 4 weeks. We send our best to head coach Billy Taylor and the Phoenix men's basketball program. The short jaunt rather to the Gate City of the Old North State. An afternoon inside Fleming Gym against the UNCG Spartans. That comes your way at 4 p.m. Rhode Island goes over 90 yards over 7 minutes. Jumps out to the early 7-3 advantage. Here's Bakey on the ram kick. He'll simply call for the fair catch, and so the Phoenix will put it in play. First down and 10 from their own 25-yard line. A lot to like offensively from the Phoenix in the opening set, and certainly a manageable ball game right now at 7-3. Just need to be able to answer the Rhode Island opportunity.
I mean, the Phoenix offense has to understand they're playing one of the better, if not the best offense, well-rounded offense, I should say, in the CAA. So they're going to have to score with them because Rhode Island, they have put up points. I mean, I'll be for maybe 1 or 2 games. They can get points on the board in a hurry. So the Phoenix have to match that energy, and the goal is going to be 6, not necessarily 3 in order to stay in this game.
Dan Frederick in motion on a split back, and penalty flags on the snap, and that's never a good sign. False start is the early indicator. Mr. Ackley will give us the number.
Offense, number 66, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Luke Duska whistled for the 5-yard penalty.
I mean, 2 drives, that's the second procedural penalty here on the Elon offensive line. They cannot have these mistakes. They have to communicate, make sure everyone's on the same page. Duska's a senior who's played a lot of football. They cannot give themselves or put themselves back because this Rhode Island defense is very opportunistic and take advantage of that in a heartbeat.
Duska getting the start at left guard this afternoon. Williams motions back into the backfield. Clark looking on first and long, flips one out Isaiah Furman with the catch, right in the middle of the field, up to the 31-yard line, gain of 11 on the play. For the tackle can be made by Rohan Davey.
Great job there, by Braden Walker. Great job by Landon Clark getting it out, because Braden Walker actually committed to the defensive tackle and then kind of missed the stunt that was made, that if he held on to that ball 2 more seconds, that could have been a pretty tough sack. But a good ball, good spin, but great hands by Isaiah Furman to put themselves in second and manageable.
Ben Kirsch in the ball game for the first time of the afternoon. Clark will keep it on the zone read. Landon able to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that is it. Is coming up to make the stop is Johnson, the cornerback. And it'll lead to a third down opportunity for the Phoenix.
Taylor Durham, I'm going to tell you right now, after a 16-play, 96-yard drive, that took 7 minutes. As an Elon offense, you cannot go 3 and out and put that defense back on the field. They have to get a little bit more of a breath to kind of reset, but also just to talk about things from a schematic standpoint, Elon offense has to convert here in order to keep this drive going and allow their defense to get a little more air.
McMillan in motion at the bottom of the screen. Clark will flip it out. Pass is caught. Isaiah Furman, and it's good for 6 when 4 was all that was needed. Furman a leaping grab into the Elon sideline.
Yeah, that was a hope there. Great job by Landon, just put it in one place. They're sending pressure directly through the middle. The Elon offensive line has to communicate there. Great job Landon kind of reading that, stepping out, finding the sure hands of 1-3 and only putting it where he can get it. Big first down there for the Phoenix, needed, necessary. We got to keep this drive going.
Clark zips one out, pass caught. That's McMillan. Keenaz will dance his way forward to the 42-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. How much is the pressure up the middle also in reference to wanting to take away the Landon Clark rushing lanes?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is as well, because they know 11 has shown in the film. If you turn on any film from this season, he'll take off. But I think it's just also keeping him honest and just putting a little bit in his place, especially when he's on a 5-step drop. That's exactly what Rhode Island's been doing, and they've done it well. They've come close. Phoenix offense has to be really aware.
Landon Clark trying to run the option and is simply snuffed out. Mitchell Garner, third-year sophomore from out of Glen Burnie, Maryland, comes up to make the stop. It'll push it all the way back to the original line of scrimmage. And a third down and long for the Phoenix offense.
I mean, it kind of looked like Michael Muldrow, though. He was still in his stance once Rhode Island got out the ball, especially if that's going to your side. That is a recipe for disaster, and that play never had a chance in that situation.
Phoenix on the afternoon, 2 for 3 and third down conversions. Clark, here comes pressure. Landon, now a penalty flag on the play. More than likely this is declined as Clark is dragged down. It is LaShawn Hibbert, graduate student from out of Melville, New York, who makes the stop. But this should be in the area of holding. Let's wait and see. And indeed, that is the case.
Holding.
I believe.
Offense, number 59.
Walthier, head coach of the Rams, is going to decline it, and indeed he will, and brings up 4th down, and so Jeff Yerk on to boot it away. Second best in the FCS. Average of almost 49 yards, 48 and a half to be exact. As Angel Sanchez will drop back deep.
Yeah, the Phoenix are not going to pretty much be able to allow Pena to go one-on-one, especially with Michael Muldrow in those situations. Muldrow has to get out of his stance. 2 rough plays there, but you got to try to keep 11 clean. Give him a chance to make a play.
Snap. Yerk gets it away. This one a beauty. Spiraling kick. Sanchez will take it on the fair catch. It'll lead us to the media timeout. Rhode Island with a touchdown on their opening score. Answered the opening score field goal by the Phoenix. And the Rams lead 7-3. Back to Rhode Stadium. This is Elon Football.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing Modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the Modern difference.
We all have our own way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too.
Here's what we recommend.
Atlantic Union Bank. any way you bank.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly, McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Elon.
We all have our own way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too. Here's what we recommend: Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Thinking about finding your new home? Then look no further than the newest property within a 10-minute drive to campus Hawthorne and Brentwood Farm, located on Highway 70. Life you deserve and a place to live it. Rhode Island went 96 yards in their opening drive. Tack on the penalty yardage. Rams with 101 yards of offense on the opening touchdown drive. They'll get it here in the waning moments of the opening quarter on a second drive as Farrell flips one out. Pass is caught by Gaines going to the sideline and up to the 32-yard line. Gain of 13 on the play. Boy, Gaines does a good job that time just getting the feet down. And now all of a sudden, I think Justin Ackley wants another look at it. Yep. So Ackley will, Mr. Ackley rather, will ask for another look at it. Gives us an opportunity to lean heavily into our fantastic Elon Sports Vision crew and give Gaines credit. It's the back leg that's down still when he makes the catch.
Yep, hands right there. That's when he catches it, and that looks like that right foot is down. Can't tell on the left one. May have dragged that as well. I think that's going to be a pretty quick solidification. Let's see here.
That may be the best look of them all right there.
Yeah, he did a great. Well,
yeah. Back foot sliding, pal. The question is, when does he have the possession?
Well, the back foot comes up when it. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say
okay.
I'm just gonna say yes. Okay. Because I think it's just that front foot that he had down, especially when he started to catch, and then it came up. But it doesn't matter. It's when they determined that he had possession of the ball, which will be right there, and it looks like his right foot is down. And then it comes up, and then he's in the air, and then he's out of bounds. So I think right at that moment, his right foot still seems to be down. It should be a catch.
I tell you what, we can't thank the rock stars enough that have been with us throughout the year. Jacob Blank, Daniel Towery, Jordan Molinari Suggs, Lucy Connery, Alex Roberts, Joey Marinello, camera crew of 1,000, and Harry Haber and Noah Feiner, who have been tremendous in the replay. Mr. Ackley, your thoughts?
The ruling on the field is upheld. First down.
Yep. The ruling on the field is upheld.
I mean, you got to give Gaines a lot of credit there. Great athleticism there, just kind of selling out, getting a great job finding the zone where there were no maroon jerseys, and then just doing a good job getting his feet and keeping his feet down.
On first down, this is Littleton, and Littleton simply chugging it to the 36-yard line. Before the tackle can be made,
this is
Asher Cunningham and Jake Loro with the stop. It'll send us to the end of the opening quarter. Rhode Island comes into the afternoon ranked 10th in the country, playing not only for the potential of a top 8 national seed, but also to keep chase with Monmouth as the two remaining unbeatens in league play. So far, they lead 7-3. Back we come to Rhode Stadium. This is Elon Football on My 48.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancecc.edu to learn more.
Decorative towel.
There was a mess. I wiped up a mess.
Yeah, you
Welcome back, football fans. We'll see you in the fridge.
Discover your gateway to the Elon experience with a stay at the Inn at Elon, a 4-star boutique hotel nestled in the heart of one of the nation's most beautiful campuses. Their mission, a stay with a purpose, ensures that 100% of profits from your stay and meals go directly to supporting student scholarships. Enjoy fine dining at the Mark, along with exceptional hospitality throughout your stay. Learn more and book your visit at theinnatelon.com.
Second quarter gets underway from Rhode Stadium. Coming up at the break, the guy that led that team right there, Mark Rinker, will join us in the halftime report. Head cross-country coach for the Elon Phoenix. After Elon captured the CAA conference title last Friday morning. Rhode Island, by the way, that's Buchanan who will make the grab to the 44-yard line. Kyrie, 7 Phoenix runners finished in the top 15. Elon wins in a runaway by 40 points in a cross-country meet.
Dynasty. As someone who lives here on campus and saw these young ladies train all summer, they were phenomenal. You could tell they were really upset about losing their title last year, and they made a statement, and they brought it back here to Elon.
First down and 10, handoff given to Barrow, and Barrow will find his way to the midfield stripe. Cato, the play will be of 6. And right now, Rhode Island, it just feels like every snap is somewhere in the vicinity of 5, 6, 7 yards. Rhode Island, 20 snaps, 126 yards, over 6 yards per snap on the afternoon.
Yeah, not really feeling the fire here from the Phoenix, and Rhode Island just being methodical. They are just lining up. They're starting to get a little bit of push on that offensive line and defensive line, getting to the second level to the linebackers and just taking advantage of a little sluggishness. I mean, the Phoenix got to step up here if they want to get back in this game.
That's Barrow who runs right into the man from Asheville, Asher Cunningham. Cunningham will put it down at the 48-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. That'll make it 3rd down and 2.
So right now, especially considering where it is, Rhode Island has a full allotment of options here of what they want to do. I mean, what we've seen a lot of so far, just quick throws to Buchanan or Gaines and just trying to allow them to utilize their athleticism. Finer coming across the middle. The Phoenix need to put pressure on Farrell quickly to try to give themselves a chance here.
Littleton the back. Handoff is given to Littleton, and Littleton will simply move the pile forward. My goodness, Phoenix had him stopped at the line of scrimmage, maybe even behind. But the guy who has spent time at both Temple and Maryland, 6'1", 240-pound fifth-year senior, just simply pushes the pile forward all the way to the Phoenix 41 and another first down.
I mean, that play was defined by Thomas Buxton, number 65, for the Rhode Island Rams. He pretty much just grabbed the running back and said, buddy, we're going on a ride, and no maroon jerseys to kind of help out Chaz Knox there to bring him down. Thus, he was able to take a potential loss and turn it into a first down.
This is the toss pitch going to Littleton. Littleton will cut it back across the 40-yard line and down to the 36. A gain of 5 on the play, so make it 2nd down and 5.
Once again, Rhode Island's getting 5 yards a pop on just, their basic running plays. They're opening up their whole offense to do whatever it is they want to do whenever they want to do it. So somebody has to light the fire on this Elon defense and try to make a play and put them in a loss type of situation, because right now Rhode Island's just taking what they want and putting together another kind of brutal drive against this Elon defense.
Littleton's got 8 carries for 44 yards on the afternoon. Play action by Farrell. He'll load up, take the deep shot. Got a guy out there, and it is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Greg Gaines III. DJ James Hamilton in coverage, but Rhode Island comes up empty-handed, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 5.
TD, I felt that was coming because it was just like methodical, one-on-one on the outside. 0 pass rush from the Elon defensive line. So Farrell had all day. Threw a great ball. I mean, he had the receiver, just wasn't able to complete it. But the Phoenix have to kind of, once again, they have to wake up because Rhode Island, they're starting to click. And if that pass is just a little bit more on target, that's 6, and we're looking at a 13-3 game.
Rhode Island is 4 for 4 on 3rd down opportunities in the opening half. This is Farrell. Here comes pressure. Farrell gets away from Chaz Knox and slides down. Brody Carroll was closing quickly, so was Jesse Powell. Knox, Brown, and Lowry almost had him wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. It'll make it 4th down. They will not give him the forward progress on the slide. And so this will be in the neighborhood of 52 yards. And in stands Garth White, who knocked home a 54-yarder against Bryant in the last outing, which set the school record.
Phoenix have to be smart here, make sure they stay on sides, watch a hard count so they don't give them a 1st down.
Snap, spot, kick is away, and it is good. So the guy who hit it from 54 against Bryant hits it from 52 and moves the Rams in front by 7. Rhode Island's found points on each of their first 2 offensive drives. Back we come to Rhode Stadium with the Phoenix trailing by 7, 10-3. This is Elon football from Elon Sports Vision in My 48.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
Sideline reports throughout the season presented by our good friends at Duke University Health Systems and Duke Sports Medicine. Duke Health, leading with heart and rooted in humanity. Visit them online at dukehealth.org. 10 plays, 46 yards, 423 on the scoring drive. So the 2 Rams scoring drives have totaled 25 offensive snaps.
Wow.
And the Phoenix so far held to -1 in terms of the rushing yardage. And we told you earlier, if there was a chink in the Rhode Island armor, it may have been in the way they defended the run game, as Landon Bakey will take the opportunity on the kickoff and bring it back to the 29-yard line. Rhode Island tops in the league in scoring defense, tops in the league against the pass, second in total defense. But so far, the Rams have been up to the test.
Yeah, I mean,
Clark 6 for 9 for 75 yards.
Yeah, I would tell you, the defensive backs for Rhode Island are outstanding, and they've played really well all season. The advantages that Elon has is trying to get that run game in between the guards going. And, you know, Landon Clark 6 for 9, 75 yards, good start there, but they need to get that running game going. That loosens up the defense and allows for the Elon offense to really get in their playbook and do everything they're capable of doing.
Isaiah Furman's the only multiple catch guy so far. Clark now chased out. Landon's got to turn the corner and cannot. Moses Buse, third-year sophomore from out of Pawtucket, Rhode Island, makes the sack all the way back to the 23-yard line. Loss on the play will be of 7. And now the Phoenix put into a second and long situation.
I mean, once again, the pass rush from Rhode Island has been very consistent, but there, you know, just kind of waited to see what Landon was going to do, took off, and just really accelerated the rush. So it's just the Phoenix have now put themselves in second and long, where the obvious call is going to be kind of going a throw game and putting more pressure on 11.
Clark zips one out, pass caught. This is Dan Frederick, who will get back the yardage off the sack plus a yard. So gain of 8 on the play, but we'll bring up third down and long. Let's make it 3rd and 9.
Well, TD, I said this on the last drive. I'll say it again. You can't go 3 and out. You cannot put that defense back out there, so you need to find whatever is deep within your playbook. Do some crossing routes just to allow your athletes to get an opportunity to get to the marker. But the wide receivers also need to be aware of where they are. But Landon needs to be careful as well, because it looks like there's a little heat that may be coming from the Rhode Island defense.
2 wides to each side. Clark sets and uncorks it. Passes incomplete. Zamir Winston, the intended target. Jordan Campbell, the Sacred Heart transfer, in coverage. And so on will stand Jeff Yerk to boot it away after the Phoenix are turned away their first 3 and out of the afternoon. And Yerk with his second punt of the afternoon.
I mean, TD, if you look at it, it starts with the first play. You go throw game, you get a sack, then you have to get the yards back, you go throw game again. Then it's 3rd and long, you got to go throw game. The Phoenix have not established the run game. That has been the area where Rhode Island's been susceptible of letting them get a chance, but the Phoenix keep throwing it, and that's right into the strength of what this defense is.
A spiraling punt. Sanchez will take it inside his 20, back to the 30-yard line, and then simply stood up. Jevin Brown's the first guy to get to him, and then the cavalry walks in. And Rhode Island will put it in play. First down and 10 from their own 30. Rhode Island implores a different defensive look. Right. You and I noticed it when we got the 2D depth chart back on Tuesday. They only list 2 defensive linemen, both of them tackles.
Yep.
4 linebackers.
Yep.
Pena's listed as a linebacker, but he's more of a rush end.
Yep.
And then 5 defensive backs, including 3 corners.
Yes, sir.
It is a lot of guys that want to stand up and play,
yes.
right?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a few times we've seen so far where their entire defensive line minus 1 person, or their entire defense minus 1 person is standing up, and that allows them just to utilize their athleticism, get in their stance, and just fly. That is what they've been doing, and that's why they're one of the top defenses. It's because of their athleticism.
Farrell set and ready to go. He'll flip it out, and Buchanan with the catch. Asher Cunningham comes up to make the stop. Gain will be of 6, so make it 2nd down and 4.
At some point, the Elon defensive backs are going to have to put a little bit of pressure or press on the Rhode Island wide receivers, because right now, every single one of them just kind of cutting their route short and just trying to make sure where Farrell can find them, and there's no maroon jerseys. So that's an opportunity for them to get upfield. So the Phoenix have to make an adjustment in some way, shape, or form, and this is not the way.
Yep, Farrell flips it out, and Cortang simply rumbles down the sideline. Phoenix thought they had him wrapped up, and Abora Cortang, junior from out of Alexandria, Virginia, races into Elon territory down to the 22-yard line.
Once again, you can't just go in and fly and just hope you can get them down. I think that was, if I'm not mistaken, number 12, Eric Jones in that situation. You got to bring your body, you got to bring your hips. You do tackling circuit every week. If you try to arm tackle a larger receiver, they can just use their athleticism, dust you right off, and keep it going. That should have been the loss, and that's another huge game for Rhode Island.
That's a 4th multi-catch guy now in the afternoon, not even to the halftime marker yet. And Brendan Barrow with the carry. He'll take it inside the Elon 20 down to the 19-yard line. Rhode Island in the red zone for the 2nd time on the afternoon. Rams on the offensive end, 27 for 33. 22 touchdowns now, including 13 of them by run.
Once again, Rhode Island is not doing anything I think that's too special. They're just doing what they do, and they're just allowing for their offense, allowing Farrell to have the 2-way go, allowing for the receivers to just make plays, nothing too difficult, and utilizing their speed where it's available.
Play action, Kamari Brown will chase Farrell all the way back to the Elon 36, and Farrell, who I'm sure has seen enough tape on 3 to know, just get rid of it. will do so into the Elon sideline.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, I don't think Abora Kunting wants to block number 3. He gave a great kind of little shove there. A great job by Kamari Brown kind of working up north, trying to put some pressure, one of the few pressures that Farrell's had today. And now another opportunity, third down here. Obviously, we just saw Rhode Island's kicker has the leg. He has the opportunity to put points on the board, specifically Garth White. But they have anything in their playbook right now that's been successful at that defense against this defense, and this is going to be an opportunity to continue the drive.
Rams are 4 for 5 on third down, make them 5 for 6 and a touchdown. Greg Gaines, who dropped the earlier touchdown in the end zone on the DJ Hamilton coverage, this time with Tony Hart in coverage. Gaines comes up to make the grab. Farrell throws the touchdown on the season. It is touchdown number 17. Farrell is now accounted for 20 touchdowns on the year. And Rhode Island has moved it to a 13 now with the extra point, 14-point advantage. And the kick is through, and it is good. And we will keep it right here. 5 plays, 70 yards, and 2 minutes off the clock. An expressway scoring drive for the Rams, who went double-digit snaps in their first 2 drives of the afternoon to get points. And all of a sudden, Kyrie, knowing that Rhode Island will get it to start the second half after winning the coin toss, Phoenix starting to get backed into a corner a little bit here midway through the second quarter.
Yeah, a lot of things just concerning on what we've seen so far. Defense has been on the field a lot, not getting off the field on third down. Missing tackles in the backfield, that should be a loss, but it turns into a big gain. Defensive backs not getting any press, any pressure, so wide receivers are running free routes, doing a quick little head twitch, and then breaking their routes to get wide open. I mean, Farrell had no pressure in that situation, but wide receivers weren't even touched, so it's kind of just playing in the backyard right now for Rhode Island. So the Phoenix have to make adjustments on the defensive end because Rhode Island, once again, they're just methodical. I don't think they're doing anything ridiculously special. They're just playing their offense. They're doing what they've always done, but the Phoenix have not adjusted to any strategy, and thus they've had some drives that's made it really easy so far this game.
Landon Bakey and DJ James Hamilton back deep. Just in case you joined us late, welcome in. Thomasville, Georgia native TJ Thomas, a game-time scratch after the injury suffered 2 weeks ago at Orono against the Black Bears. And Hamilton will let this one bounce out of bounds. And so the white kick, Phoenix will get their best starting point of the afternoon.
Number 98.
First and 10 on their own 35. Elon just 75 yards of total offense, including -8 on the ground. Problem right now is the number of snaps. Phoenix have only snapped it 17 times so far in the first quarter and a half. Rhode Island is snapped it 12 more times, held it for 3.5 more minutes.
I mean, Rhode Island has just really played their brand of football, especially pretty much just how they played since the game versus Brown a few weeks back. They've just been really, committed to just putting points on the board. Offense has been flowing, just really dynamic in a lot of ways. But the Elon defense hasn't necessarily helped themselves. But the Elon offense has to get the run game going. They have to, if they have any chance of winning the back of this.
Play action, Landon Clark flush from the pocket. Clark will keep it himself. Baseball slide. And he will be down at the 42. So says the officiating crew. So the forward slide to the 44. That's him 2 that'll go off the board and make it second down and 3.
Yeah, and I would say, that hit there by number 53, I don't know how I feel about that, especially since Landon clearly gave himself up. Got to be careful there in that situation, but it was nice to see 11 slide and get down.
Roll out. Clark will flip it to Magazoo. Zoo's got a first down and more. He'll take it down to the Rhode Island 45, but as you heard Kyrie Walker say, indicator from A.J. Penna is that it will be coming
number
back.
59, 10-yard penalty, second down.
And Michael Muldrow gets called for the holding penalty that will bring it back 10 yards, and so wipe the throw to Magazoo in the first down off the board.
I'm going to tell you right now, that's kind of a silly hold there by Michael in that situation. You just, especially considering that, you know, it was a quick throw, but yeah, you're tugging at the jersey. That's a hold all day long. 59 has to trust his technique. That's his second and third penalty here today. He has to lock it in. He has a tough ask because these defensive ends from Rhode Island are extremely, extremely talented, but he has to keep his hands inside. He knows better as an offensive lineman. When you have your hands outside, you tug, and if you pull and you see a jersey, that's the easiest hold to call.
All three penalties right now, buddy, on the left side of the line in Duska and Muldrow. Second down, let's call it long, 2nd and 13. Winston in motion to the bottom of your screen. Clark will flip it out to Zamir, and Winston able to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard more. It'll bring up a 3rd down and long for the Phoenix offense.
Once again, that's not going to work against this Rhode Island defense, especially with the speed they have on the outside at the corner position. I mean, it's, you know, we saw it once with an opportunity with Jamil Williams, but it's just they've done such a good job of being disciplined, especially on the backs in the backfield and the wide receivers splitting out, that they're locked into that right now. So it's either the run game has to be established. We haven't seen them run the ball except for that run-in play by Landon on a pass play, or they have to try to get something downfield to put pressure on this defense.
Clark flushed out of the pocket. He'll zip one down. Pass caught. Jamel, but simply runs right into the defender. And it's Trey Lubin that'll make the tackle. And another 4th down as the Phoenix unable to advance it. And Jeff Yerk on to boot it away. 2nd 3 and out on the afternoon. 3rd straight punt for the Phoenix. And Yerk will get this one away. A booming kick. Sanchez will field it inside the 15, across the 20, 25, and then just simply pushing guys in the pile. In fact, Sanchez all the way out to the 37. They're not going to give him the full effort of the forward progress. He may have been carried by the Rhode Island cavalry the last 5 or 6 yards, but they'll start it in healthy Ram territory at the Rhode Island 30-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, CD, all of the energy right now is on the opposing sideline. You could just see those guys are rallying around each other. Just in moments like that, the excitement that they have, and they've had that from pregame, so the Phoenix need to match that. But now Rhode Island has an opportunity, especially with getting the ball in the beginning of the 3rd quarter, to put another drive. And 6 points here, making it a 3-touchdown game, would be tough for the Phoenix, considering how the Rhode Island defense has been playing so far.
4th drive, Rhode Island with points on each of their first 3 opportunities. Farrell will flip one out. That is caught. Making the grab is Quartang, and he's loose again inside the 20, and a touchdown for the Rams. Quartang on one snap goes 70 yards. Rhode Island is over 250 yards of total offense in the opening half. And Quartang, who drove it deep into Elon territory on a similar play in the opening quarter, simply breaks the back of the Phoenix on the opening snap of this drive. And all of a sudden, the Rams have moved it to a 21-point lead and have reeled off 23, make it 24 straight. On the Phoenix return home for the first time in 4 weeks.
TD, once again, on a missed tackle. Missed tackle. Guys not flying to the ball from a pursuit angle. Defensive backs haven't been locked in. And once again, it's just Rhode Island is doing exactly what they want to do, not doing anything that they feel like they have to put a lot of pressure or they have to be excessive with the play or to kind of force it. It's just quick outs. And Elon's missing tackles, and they're not pursuing to the ball, and they're putting 6 on the board. So, once again, I expect Rhode Island to continue to go to the well. They don't feel like they have to do anything special because they don't, because it's working. So the Phoenix defense or the offense has an opportunity to potentially try to get something on the board here. But if they go 3 and out again, even if there's a minute left, that is enough time for this Rhode Island offense to do something really special.
By the way, Phoenix on the season have got 23 quarterback sacks. Food Lion Feeds, a proud partner of the Elon Phoenix. They'll donate 1,000 meals to Second Harvest Food Bank of North Carolina this season for each sack. That's a current total of 23,000 meals to feed our neighbors who experience hunger during the holidays. Rhode Island has been all over the board this afternoon in terms of drive length. 16, 10, 4, and 1.
Yes, sir.
And Grant White will boot it away once again.
I mean, TD, so far the shortest drive they've had was 46 yards, and that was for a field goal.
And Bakey will bring it out after backpedaling into his own end zone. Runs into a would-be Phoenix blocker and is able to at least find his way out to the 19. Ethan Grace got moved back just a touch, and Bakey almost runs into her. Down to the sideline, let's go to our sideline reporter in Hannah Brady. Hannah?
Guys, a lot of frustration down here on the Phoenix sideline. Head coach Tony Trisciani just came over to the bench, and his message was, we got to go. How do we respond? This is when excellence is tested. Show me how you can respond. He told me this week that they had to do a good job of blocking their second-level defenders, but if you're the Phoenix right now, you're just looking for any answer right now to get back in this ball game. Taylor.
Hannah, thanks so much. Clark ready to go. Landed on first down. Here comes the pressure again. Guy from Radford will tuck it and go, and he'll simply dive across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play. That'll make it 2nd down and 3. You don't want Landon to have one of those days where it's 20 rushes and it's 38 touches of the ball and everything else. But at some point, to borrow the head coach's line, you got to go. You got to get a move.
Right, but I will also say 8 rushes for -1 yards against a team that gives up 160 yards rushing a game. That doesn't make sense. You have to run the ball against Rhode Island. That's how teams have been successful. That is what they need to do. Just looking right there at Jamil Williams, getting up to the second level, you have to run it. Running the ball opens opportunities in the throw game. You have to do that.
Gain of 7 for Williams. That'll move the sticks for a first down. Jamel now 4 carries, just 13 yards on the afternoon. He and Dan Frederick rotating snaps in the tailback room.
Well, considering how successful Rhode Island has been offensively, the Phoenix probably want to be smart here, just trying to bleed clock and not give them another opportunity for the half.
Here comes pressure, and Landon Clark simply tracked down by the Ram defense. It is Sam Oforier, 5th-year senior from out of Salem, Mass, who comes to Rhode Island after being 20 minutes down the road at North Carolina A&T last season.
It's just the tackles. The tackles are not having a fun time trying to guard or trying to win these one-on-one matchups against the Rhode Island defensive ends. Once again, they're standing up, and then they're doing a great job just rushing, not necessarily trying to do anything, but utilizing speed rush, dipping their shoulders, and trying to win those one-on-one battles.
Clark zips one out, and it is incomplete. Symir Winston, the intended receiver. The guy in coverage is Hibbert, but simply thrown just wide. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and long. Phoenix on the afternoon, 2 for 6 in 3rd downs. And then the Phoenix will bring Bakey the slot with McMillan to the bottom of your screen.
Clearly a throwing situation here in 3rd and long, and they're just putting one-on-ones. Another hold potentially. Space here.
Clark looking, now he'll tuck it. Landon simply heading into the sideline is thrown to the ground by the defender in Rohan Davey, but Clark able to get back to the original line of scrimmage at the 33, but it'll bring up 4th down, and the Phoenix will once again punt it away.
Yeah, the Phoenix could have got hit with the hold there on the situation on the outside. I mean, obviously a late hit there in that situation, but frustration all around. I mean, now you're giving the ball back to Rhode Island. Defense has been on the field the whole half. It's 3-24, and then they have 3 timeouts left. So somebody's going to have to make a play for this team to try to get a little bit of energy before half.
Jeff Yerk absolutely booms one. Sanchez makes the play inside the 5, 15, 20. 25, 30, navigating his way across the 30-yard line, across the 35-yard line, and will wind up at the 36. Hold the phone, though. 2 flags on the back end of the play. And we'll wait and sort that out.
But I will tell you, TD, tackling is not has not been great for the Phoenix. They're tackling with their heads down. They're not looking at the target and what's happening, and just quick little jukes, and they're making a miss. Phoenix have to get back to what they train and what they work. You got to see your target, bring your hips, wrap up. They're not doing that. They're just reaching, and if you reach, Rhode Island currently right now is teaching.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block. Number 31 in the receiving team. After this,
well, I believe it is personal foul, Rhode Island on a block, and I believe it's Antonio Morgan, the redshirt freshman from out of St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yeah, that was a blindside block there, which they're trying to get out of the game in that situation. It wasn't really necessary of a block either, so 15 yards back.
And so Rhode Island, who is touchdowns on their last 2 drives, and points on all 4 drives in the half. As Kyrie mentioned, 2:24. They've got the 2-minute timeout plus all 3 of their own left. Farrell, who's 12 for 16 on the afternoon, will hand it off to Littleton, and Littleton gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. And Kamari Brown makes the tackle. Phoenix this afternoon playing to try to be able to continue the streak. Elon's got 4 straight years with at least 5 league wins.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Phoenix would need to win out as the 2-minute timeout is upon us. Let's head to break, and back we come for the remaining moments of the second quarter. Phoenix, though, have got a little bit of a hill to climb on this Saturday in November. Elon down 21. This is Elon Football from I-48 Elon Sports Vision.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the Modern difference.
We all have our own way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too.
Here's what we recommend.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank. Way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too.
Here's what we recommend.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Halftime report comes your way next. Hannah Brady will visit with the head coach before we get you to our weekly feature on Elon Athletics. As Farrell's set and ready to go on 2nd down and 10, he'll flip one down. Buchanan with the catch at the line of scrimmage, but then all of a sudden the group in the vicinity led by Jesse Powell. Head cross-country coach Mark Rinker joins us as well, and will also take you through a busy day in the CAA. Kyrie mentioned it earlier. Rhode Island started the day in a chase with Monmouth as the Rams will burn timeout number 1. No more. Rhode Island now plays to be the only undefeated left in the league after Monmouth loses at home by 21. Derek Robinson does not play, still suffering through the injury. Not a lot is known. Weaver throws for 2 touchdowns, but New Hampshire gets the win 34-13. It'll be a very interesting final 2 weeks. Because I'm not quite sure. You and I had a chance to visit with Shane Donaldson and the folks over at the Rhode Island Media Relations Department. Yeah. I'm not sure anybody quite knows what to make of this league right now.
No.
Even those that are in the league with regards to national top 8 in regards to at-large bids.
It's going to be interesting to see where Monmouth lands after this week, especially in polls, because that is going to be, their placement is going to be really interesting to see how the rest of the league plays out.
Farrell set and ready to go following the Ram timeout. Or excuse me, following the Phoenix timeout, and there's the first sack of the afternoon, and guess who? Kamari Brown, sack number 24 of the season. And it is all the way back to the 2-yard line. And timeout has been asked for by the Phoenix in the 32nd timeout. So the Phoenix utilizing their timeouts on the defensive end, trying to get at least one crack at it. You and I have been with the head coach long enough to know this is called trying to steal one just before the break.
Absolutely, especially considering in that situation, Kamari Brown with a one-on-one block, no running back chipping. So that was just an opportunity. He did a great job kind of rushing, bullying down the chest, pulling, swimming over, and just continuing to be consistent, not giving up on the rush, and then getting there. That's one thing 3 has really worked on in his game, in addition to his run blocking, which I've spoken to many times this season, is just his continuation of his pass rush. If the first move doesn't work, working the second move, working the third move, just continuing to build, and that's exactly what he did there to try to give their team an opportunity to boost before halftime.
So now all of a sudden whistles before the snap.
It will still be 4th down.
And I am not sure what the stoppage in play was, but DJ James Hamilton standing inside the Rhode Island 45. Tried this on for size. First punt of the afternoon for James Allen. His tippy toes on the inline. Gets it away. It's a wobbling kick. Hamilton will have a go from the 42. Takes it to the 35. And so the Phoenix will take over 1st down and 10 from the Rhode Island 35. Certainly Kyrie by a wide margin, the best starting point for the Phoenix offense on the afternoon.
I mean, the biggest thing here, if I'm talking to this offense, is starting with the offensive line. You have to keep Landon Clark clean. Landon has to understand as well, if it's not open, don't force it here. You have 1 minute and 32 seconds. You have a timeout, and you have a pretty good distance. Look for the matchup, the favorable matchup. If it's not there, pull it down and get to the sticks. It has to be a very smart approach here because this is a very opportunistic defense here from Rhode Island. Any mistake, they can capitalize.
Luke Barnes works just below our broadcast location if he is needed. Clark, straight drop. Here comes pressure. Landon, Chase, now got to get rid of it, and does. And flips it into the Rhode Island sideline effort. Giving chase is Mitchell Garner and A.J. Penna. And I'm going to tell you right now, the guy from out of Montclair, New Jersey, who came into the afternoon 2nd in sacks, 1st in tackles for loss, is as good as advertised.
Yeah, and one thing that the Phoenix are doing, they're just going one-on-one on the outside. And I can just tell you, TD have been paying attention. I don't think they're winning a lot of those matchups. And look at how they're set up here. And no one's on the guards, no one's on the center. They're just going to the outside and trying to win those one-on-ones, and that's exactly what they've been doing to start the game.
Clark, he'll set and load and fire. Got a guy out there in Bakey. It is incomplete, but the flag is quickly thrown. And Rohan Davey, I believe, is going to be the guilty party.
Pass interference. Defense, number 26. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
This one of the simpler ones to call, if you will. Bakey down the sideline, and Davey just simply got caught up in a bear hug.
Yeah.
And the 15-yard penalty moves the Phoenix a little bit closer. It'll put them on the doorstep of the red zone. 14th best team in the country in terms of percentage on the year. 30 for 33 with 22 touchdowns.
Great job by Landon Bakey working himself back there to kind of set up that penalty in that situation.
Clark flips one out, pass caught. That's Bakey, and Landon will take it to the 15-yard line. Jordan Campbell comes up to make the stop.
I'll tell you, TD, clock, is at 1:12 here. Once again, a timeout. You don't need to force it. Find the right play. That is what Landon Clark and this offense needs to focus on, because Rhode Island's going to probably try to put some more pressure, as they have the entire half, to try to put him in a tough predicament.
Here comes the pressure. Clark zips away from the one would-be defender, then tucks and goes inside the 15, down to the 14. Gain of 1 on the play. That'll make it 3rd down and 4. Ooh, everybody just take a deep breath right there.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Rhode Island, that's been a consistent theme of theirs throughout the day, is that they think rather than, having Landon Clark back there, is just making sure there's an additional body running directly at him to make him a little frantic and getting him where he needs to be, especially considering where they are right now. You're going to see a blitzer. You're going to see someone coming up the middle. Landon's going to have individuals in his face to try to put that pressure on him.
Clark zips one out. Pass is caught. That's Zymir Winston who makes the catch, but Winston simply dragged back to the 13-yard line, and gain of 1 on the play. That should make it 4th down and 3, and Phoenix are going to ask for the timeout. You would assume Luke Barnes before we head to the halftime break, but let's hold the phone here for a moment.
Yeah, and I don't think he was about 2 yards, a yard and a half short there. I mean, just considering where he was hit on contact, he was before the stick. So Phoenix have a decision to make. Do you get 3 to make it an 18-point game, where you try to put 6 on the board, or get the first down and give yourself an opportunity? But this is big. This is just getting something positive before the half is really necessary for this team, so they can try to build upon that after halftime and do something they haven't done the last couple weeks, and that's come out in the second half and play strong, dominant football.
Phoenix held to just 109 yards of offense in the opening half, including 14 on the ground. Rhode Island is halfway to 500, 257, and Farrell, who already this season has a 19 out of 20 outing against Albany, is 13 for 17. And the Phoenix, who on the season are 6 for 12 in 4th downs, down 21 late second quarter. The guy from out of Manchester, New Hampshire at 52 years old says, let's roll the dice.
Yeah, I think it can't be a long developing play, especially with the one-on-one matchups.
And all of a sudden, Jim Fleming has seen what the Phoenix wanted to line up in. And the guy who has worked in 8 different conferences and has been a defensive coordinator at multiple schools. We mentioned earlier his 12th year at Rhode Island, his 14th year as a head coach. This Rhode Island program is the definition of patience.
Yep.
After the struggles they went through in the first half of the Fleming administration. 15 wins total the first 6 seasons.
Yes, sir. But it pays dividends, right?
Yep.
Looking how they've built a strong culture, strength and conditioning. Guys looking like grown men out there. They've done a great job of really building the program from the ground up.
Empty set, Magazoo in motion on 4th down. Clark will keep it off of the read. Landon's got the first and more. He'll take it down to the 6-yard line, gain of 6 on the play. And it'll make it 1st down and goal. Phoenix have got to be quick now, and Clark will simply spike it
there's a flag
to set up a 2nd and goal, but a flag on the play.
I don't think everyone was set, if I'm not mistaken.
Kenaz McMillan in the conversation with Justin Ackley.
Illegal substitution. More than 11 players on the field at the snap. Half the distance to the goal. It will still be 1st down. The clock will start on the snap.
Just the 7th infraction of the opening half. Illegal substitution is the call.
All right.
And so half the distance in 19 seconds.
Yep, 19 seconds. Got to be smart here. If you're going to run the ball, you got to get it in the end zone. Throw game gives you a few plays on incompletions.
Clark looking, Landon scampering, got to get away and cannot. And without a timeout to work with, Phoenix are going to quickly try to huddle up. And with 4 seconds left, Clark will simply spike it. And that will lead to an opportunity. And Landon Clark motioning to the Elon sideline. The down and distance marker is not changed. It should. Now it will to third.
Yep.
And the Phoenix are going to go for it. Instead of taking the third down kick on the final snap, Phoenix will roll the dice. Clark looking. He'll float one to the end zone. Pass is caught. Isaiah Furman. Woo. And just like that, the Phoenix, who all of a sudden it felt like they squandered just their fourth red zone opportunity on the year.
The rolling on the field of a completed pass for a touchdown.
I can tell you, T, I knew that ball was going to Furman the whole time, but I'll tell you this. 2 men over there, Isaiah Furman, outstanding job, high pointing the ball. Great ball by Landon Clark. Hopefully that is the spark, but that is an outstanding catch by 1-3. Good ball by 11, and that looks like that is a completion. That is a touchdown for the Phoenix.
Isaiah Furman, who caught one late in Orono against the Black Bears. If this one holds, and Kyrie has said it very well, it should. It'll be touchdown number 6 on the year for Furman. It'll be Clark's 12th touchdown on the year. It will cap maybe one of the weirder 8-play 35-yard drives in quite some time.
TD, I'll tell you, I mean, desperation there in that situation. I think if anybody on the Elon sideline knew where that ball was going, it was going to Isaiah Furman. I think Rhode Island knew too. That's why they had 2 DBs over there. And that could be the catalyst to get things going. But the Phoenix just have put themselves in difficult situations. That could be the spark plug. Rhode Island has played a fantastic half of football from start to just before finish. But it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. I think it is a catch. I don't think it should take too long, and we'll see how the Phoenix can move forward.
And I'm going to tell you right now, looking down on the field, Justin Ackley quickly.
The rolling on the field is upheld. Touchdown.
Touchdown indeed. Rolling is upheld. And that is a great look by our Elon Sports Vision cameras at the dynamic duo of Clark and Furman. Landon walking up and down the sideline during the review.
This will be the last play.
Phoenix right now trying to find a little bit of a spark to head into the break. They may have just found it. In the connection from Clark to Furman, Luke Barnes to add the final note of the opening half. Snap, spot, kick is away, and it is good. First half draws to a close. Phoenix with just 118 yards in the opening half, only 14 on the ground. But somehow, some way, Elon within striking distance. At 24-10, down on the sideline we go, and Hannah Brady's with the head coach. Hannah?
Coach, huge response by your offense right there with that touchdown from Isaiah Furman. How do you look to get the run game more involved here in the second half?
Yeah, we look good hitting some runs there, in that last possession. Listen, we've played 2 drives of Elon football here, Hannah. So, getting outplayed. They're penalized less than we are. They're missing less tackles than we are. So we played in the first drive. We played in that drive. We got to play better defense. So a lot of football left, 14-point game. So we got to put it together here. We got to get the run going. We got to make plays down the field. We got to tackle.
Defensively, how do you put pressure on Devin Farrell and the Rams?
Yeah, it's not easy, okay? We did get to him there, but that's important on third down. We can't let him be as comfortable as he is, on third down. They're doing a good job, too, getting in empty with no backs in the backfield, so it makes it tough to play man in some of those situations, so we'll have to make some adjustments for third down.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Taylor.
Hannah, thanks so much. And as always, our thanks to the head coach of the Phoenix, Tony Trisciani, who, by the way, with a win this afternoon, would tie Leon Hart for 5th on the all-time wins list for Elon football. Thought it was interesting. Head coach, who's always great during our halftime visits, said played 2 drives of Elon football during the opening half. I'm assuming it's the bookends of the field goal and the touchdown.
I agree, and I would agree with him 120%. The Phoenix need to do just that. Hopefully that is the energy that gets them going. But one, they have to do a good job of getting off the field on third down, and they have to run the football. If they do not run the football, the athleticism on Rhode Island will cause stress on Landon, more mistakes. They want to win this game, run the ball, make stops on third down.
Isaiah Furman's touchdown catch moves the Phoenix back within 14. Halftime begins next. This is Elon Football from I-48 in Elon Sports Vision.
Be a part of the vibrant culture of Elon University, where personal connections propel your journey. At Elon, potential is mentored into purpose, engagement, and influential leadership. Education transcends the classroom, driven by immersive experiences and hands-on opportunities. Dive in from day one to explore your passions and graduate as a leader ready to make a difference. Are you ready to begin your journey? Discover the possibilities at elon.edu.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the modern difference.
We all have our own way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too.
Here's what we recommend.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Elon.
We all have our own way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too.
Here's what we recommend.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
I didn't start playing until I was a sophomore in high school. So I always played soccer, basketball, swim, track, growing up, a lot of other things, but football was just never really something I was just ever got into. Until I got to high school, in my freshman year, I was on the soccer team. And so the soccer team would walk out to practice, and all the football coaches would look over and look at this big guy who was, a bench warmer on the JV soccer team. And they ended up recruiting me and hinting at me that I could be successful at football. So I gave it a try my sophomore year of high school and just kind of fell in love with it from there. I got recruited kind of late after my senior year. In January is when Elon started to get into the picture. And being from North Carolina, it was always a school I had heard of, but I didn't know a lot about. But my high school football coach played here, and my offensive line trainer both played offensive line here. So when they came in, I immediately started to figure out more about the school. And then coming on my visit, it had snowed. And so being able to see this place with the snowy white everywhere, just how beautiful it is, and then the academic opportunities as well, were very hard to pass up. And just getting to achieve that dream of playing college football, being an hour from home, and getting to follow my high school football coach's footsteps, just all those things together were perfect. My professor, and who's now become my mentor, Dr. Walker, he came to me my sophomore year and was like, I think you'd be a great candidate to do summer research in the SURE program first. And so I did a project on the walk-on student-athlete experience. Just kind of interviewed a lot of people from all across different sports at Elon, and just wanted to figure out if other people's experience was similar to mine. And so I was able to present that at SURE during the summer, and then I was able to present it at the National Sport Management Association Conference in February, and then also present it at Surf Day in April. I think for me it was really encouraging to hear the other walk-ons and just the attitude they had about the whole experience. Nobody was sitting there with a victim mentality, feeling sorry for themselves. Every single person I talked to was grateful to be playing the sport, grateful for the camaraderie, grateful for the experience. And they were just trying to make the most of the experience, just kind of similar to me. And it was great to find other people out there who had had similar experiences, even similar struggles, but they were finding ways to get past that and make the most out of their Elon experience. I would tell them to make sure that they don't define themselves as an Elon football player, Elon basketball player. I would say really make sure you embrace the entire Elon experience, because the best part about my Elon experience has been doing all these different things. Football has been an amazing experience, but if I had put all my eggs in that basket, I don't think I would have had the experience that I've had. I think creating a community with Campus Rec, I'm a peer educator for Elon 1010, doing research on things I'm passionate about, having all those different avenues to kind of put myself into has also taken pressure off of football and academics, because I have other things to look forward to. So I'd always known kind of after my freshman year, I'd heard of people doing the Sock Puppet internship, a few other football players, and it's perfect because I have to be here for football in the morning, and then it's local, it's sport related, I'm a sport management major, so it just always seemed like the perfect fit. And so I ended up being given the food and bev intern, which is known as kind of the hardest one with the most responsibility. So I'll never forget they had a tarp over a board, and they pulled it off to reveal what our internship roles were going to be. And I remember seeing food and beverage, and I kind of got a little nervous. I was like, I was not expecting to get that one. But it ended up being a great experience. So I ended up being in charge of the concession stand. During the games, I managed about 20 to 25 staff members during every game. And so when I walk across that stage in May, I want to know that I looked back and I gave it everything I had, and didn't have any regrets.
Halftime at Rhode Stadium with the Phoenix trailing 24-10. Dr. Kyrie Walker back alongside in just a little bit, and we'll get his thoughts on the first 30 minutes. But we mentioned it during the first half. Phoenix capturing the CAA cross-country championship last Friday in the Garden State of New Jersey, and head coach Mark Rinker is alongside. First and foremost, and congratulations for you and the program.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
What a dominant effort. Winning by 40 points in anything is a dominant effort, but 7 runners in the top 15.
Yeah, no, the women, they ran really hard. It's been a goal for us for the last year. We didn't expect to win that big, but when they got out and they put it out there and really showed that they've worked really hard and developed really well over the last year.
Mark, the 6th-team title in the last 7 years, and the 4th different runner to claim the individual title in Katie.
Yeah, no, Katie's had a tremendous year from her first race, breaking the school record in the 5K. She shattered the school record in the 6K in her second race. And then, having all the pressure going into the CAA meet as the favorite and really delivering for herself and for the team was a really special moment for her. She's been very close multiple times to winning CAA championships, and to get it done, and to just for me to be a part of watching her do that I really was happy for her.
We visited on Monday during the lunch and talked about not only the success of the program this year, but the success over the last few years, and it certainly leads back to the impact of Mark Elliston. 19 years at Elon, but over 30-plus years in cross-country.
Yeah, no, Coach E is fantastic. When he hired me 2 years ago to take over the cross-country programs, he was very clear that he wanted to support me and the women and the men as best he could with anything that he could do. And he set the vision that we want to be excellent, and he's delivered, all the support and resources along with our administration that has allowed us to develop our team over the last year that I've been here. And really set the foundation for why we could go to the CAA championships and, win with such a big dominant victory.
Best of luck on Friday in Charlottesville.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's the head cross-country coach for the Phoenix in Mark Rinker. When we roll on, Phoenix trail by 14. Dr. Kyrie Walker's back with me, and we'll take a look at all the information upcoming. This is Elon Football from I-48 at Elon Sports Vision.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the modern difference.
We all have our own way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too.
Here's what we recommend.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
Black Bear Nation, let's ride.
Go Tigers.
We are Hampton U.
As one.
Fly Hawks.
Tap the rock, baby.
At Geek Pride. Roll Hawks, baby.
Phoenix Rising.
3 more feet.
Go Tribe.
Go Dogs.
One team, one heart.
We all have our own way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too.
Here's what we recommend.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Our thanks to head cross-country coach Mark Rinker for stopping by. Once again, the Phoenix have advanced to the NCAA regionals. That'll be next Friday on the grounds of the University of Thomas Jefferson in Charlottesville, Virginia, as Elon victorious in the CAA championship for the 6th time in the last 7 years. During our visit with Coach Rinker, you saw a little bit of the CAA scoreboard flash by, a couple of different scores of note. Villanova 14, Towson 10. Wildcats continue to give chase. And then, of course, we mentioned the headline earlier, New Hampshire 34, Monmouth 13. A Rhode Island win at Rhode Stadium means the Rams, who captured the CAA regular season title last year but not the automatic bid, Rhode Island will find their way into being the lone unbeaten left with just 2 Saturdays in the regular season. But there's work to do, and the reason is because of the job the Phoenix do in closing the half, a bookend half of scoring drives as we get a look at the halftime highlights as you watch Landon Clark getting loose with regards to the start of the second half. Elon gets on the board early. Luke Barnes pays off the long pitch and catch from Clark to Landon Bakey on the opening drive. Barnes knocks it home from 50 yards, but give Rhode Island credit as the Rams put points on the board of their first 4 drives of the afternoon. 3 touchdowns on the effort, as well as the white field goal of 52 yards on the afternoon. And as we mentioned earlier when Kyrie Walker and I talked during the opening half, scoring drives that are all over the map. 16 plays, 10 plays, 5 play, and 1. Kind of feel like 8 plays and 35 yards. Phoenix now need to answer. But boy, that certainly is a nice way to head in for the halftime break.
I think the message has to be clear to the Elon defense. You gotta get stops. I mean, Rhode Island right now in 5 drives, they've scored 4 times. They had a 15-play drive, a 10-play drive, a 5-play drive. Like they have been able to do what they wanted, and then they also executed with the big play. But almost all of the big plays Rhode Island has had has started off with a broken tackle from Elon. So Elon has been there, but a broken tackle has led to kind of the spurt that Rhode Island has had. I think the energy from that touchdown kind of breathed a little bit of life into this offense, into this team. But with the half left, it's going to have to start with the stop. I think they have to kind of come out, get Rhode Island, just get a stop at all costs. Doesn't have to be a 3 and out. Get themselves back the ball and get moving. I think adding a little pressure to Rhode Island can get things a little tricky, but it all starts with that first drive.
And Kyrie, the number that jumps out as you get a look at the halftime stats presented by the Phoenix Kids Club, presented to you by our good friends at Drake's, the best burgers and sushi around. Drake's on Boone Station Drive at Alamance Crossing. The number that you don't see on the board, 3rd down, Rhode Island is 5 for 7. Average yards per snap, 8.1 to 3.6. Average yards per completion, 15.9 to 8.7.
I mean, that's just what we're seeing, right? I think it's just been very, very surprising to a little bit of the offensive strategy from the Phoenix, but then also Rhode Island's just done a great job executing their game plan, just allowing Farrell to kind of dice things up, quick throws, setting up the runs, and then just taking a shot from time to time, but then just using their athletes. One of the things Rhode Island had coming into it was their speed, and that's where you're seeing it. They're executing at a very high rate on offense and defense right now.
One number that's a little bit off the second line, the time of possession. Let's clean up some math. It's almost even, Steven. 15-12 for Rhode Island and 14-48 for the Phoenix. Okay, Elon, who once again does not wind up victorious in the coin toss. This is starting to become just one of the storylines within the storyline. I
have a question.
I've never seen anything like this in terms of the coin toss.
I wonder if the same Elon player is making the call, because if so, I will respectfully ask for someone else to do it for the next couple of games, because just consistently, like you said, it's been one of those things. But regardless in the situation that they're in, they're down 2 scores. 2 scores in a half, a lot of football with a dynamic offense. I think the key, as I said at the end of the half, needs to be said now. They have to run the football in order to loosen up this Rhode Island defense. In getting that to happen allows for more opportunities. But none of that matters unless they start getting stops defensively.
Luke Barnes boots it away. It is a line drive that heads to the end zone, and so Rhode Island will put it in play. First down and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Kyrie mentioned it earlier. 5 Rhode Island drives, 3 touchdowns and a field goal, 3-and-out punt. On their last, the lone sack of the afternoon belongs to Kamari Brown. Kamari Brown, by the way, now with 11.5 career sacks. He continues to move up the FCS chart for the Phoenix. But Devin Farrell in that first half, 14 for 18, 222 yards and 2 scores. Haynes in motion, Farrell drops, he'll simply flip one out, pass is caught, that's Quaitang, who will simply scamper to the 30-yard line.
Be stopped by number 0, Tony Hart.
And Tony Hart will make the stop. Gain is of 5, so make it second down and 5.
Once again, broken tackle. The Phoenix have to wrap up. They have to wrap up because that could be a potential 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8 type of situation, get a few yards back. Phoenix have to really lock in on that because Rhode Island's done a great job of making a miss today.
Quaitang in motion, handoff is given to Barrow, the backup tailback, and Barrow finds his way for a gain of 2. Will make it 3rd down and 3.
I think the Phoenix here, especially from the defensive line, you got to really load up here. You got to get tough. This is an opportunity to try to spark some energy back into Rhode Stadium, get the crowd back into it, get your sideline back into it, and get a 3rd down stop. The 2nd consecutive one would be big for this defense.
Backup right guard Dimitri Robinson checks in the game as Damon McMillan Jr. hobbles off for Rhode Island. Out of the backfield, Littleton in motion, flips it out. Pass is caught. Farrell finding gains. And that's enough for the first down to the 39-yard line. Needs 3, winds up with 7. And a first down and 10 for the Rams.
I mean, that's just a really good route, really good ball from Farrell. I mean, just taking advantage, had a step on DB in that situation, and just extended and got the catch and extended it to a first down.
Farrell now 16 for 20 on the afternoon. Wide receiver in motion. Snap, handoff, Farrell will keep it himself. Tracked down, at least forced over toward the Elon sideline. Asher Cunningham drew the beat on him. Farrell does a good job to get away from Cunningham. And Tony Harden, as well as Ish Atkins in the vicinity to make the tackle.
Once again, TD, another broken tackle. I mean, that's just, it's becoming a storyline here. I mean, think about it. This could be 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13, putting them in an uncomfortable situation. Now they feel a little bit more comfortable 2nd and 9. Phoenix have to get Rhode Island behind the sticks, but give it to credit to the skill players for Rhode Island. They're just not going down on first contact and continuing to move their legs.
One wide out to the bottom of your screen. Here comes pressure. Farrell steps away from Paris Lowry. Pardue on the block from Rhode Island. Wide receiver open to behind Brody Carroll, and that's Gaines, who will simply pull it down inside the Elon 25 to the 24 on the busted play. A gain of 35 yards as Farrell scampered away from 2 different guys who had shots at it.
I mean, once again, another broken tackle, another missed tackle, just running down, and that's a one-on-one matchup. Skill player against the linebacker. Skill players are going to win those.
Littleton simply bangs right into the Phoenix defensive front, and Littleton able to gain it 5 on the play, make it 2nd down and 5.
I think one of the things about the broken tackles and the big plays, it's demoralizing for a defense, knowing you got him wrapped up, especially looking Paris Lowry is running his directly there, and he just kind of ran free. He didn't break himself down, and thus a quick little jab step allowed him to get free, and that's a big play down the field.
Farrell will zip one out. Littleton in the vicinity. Ball comes free, and the Phoenix fall on it. Bryson Scott there for the turnover, and let's wait and see.
Got a conversation here.
Scott picked it up. Jim Fleming is almost to the numbers in dispute. And now Justin Ackley will huddle everybody up.
Let's see here. I'm going to need another look. I know the Sport Vision team probably has several looks at it, but I think
this may be the old football move category.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Incomplete pass. And let's get a look here on our Elon Sports Vision cameras.
Just right there. Yeah, that's an incomplete. He never had full control of the ball there, but great job by Bryson Scott kind of getting on it just in case in that situation, but never completed a catch. Great call. Great job by the referees kind of talking about it, coming to a decision, feeling comfortable about it, play on.
So third down. Farrell. Here comes pressure again.
That's
chased out of the pocket. Kamari Brown giving chase. Dive for him and got him. Sack number 2 on the afternoon for the bad man wearing the single digit from out of Jacksonville.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And they'll force the 4th and long and the potential field goal opportunity.
I mean, there's a mishold completely on the outside of Dylan Pardue, but outstanding pursuit rush there from Kamari Brown, getting where it needs to be from the opposite side of the field. And that is what the Phoenix needed, that level of effort. And just to hold this to 3 is a minor win, but they have to be aware here. Nothing crazy, and try to add a little bit of pressure on the kick.
Snap, spot, kick is away, and it is good. So Rhode Island is limited to a field goal on the drive, but they are able to add back to the lead and push it back to 17 at 27-10. Although Bryson Scott a little bit worse for the wear, getting up after the field goal opportunity and the block team. Down we go to the Elon sideline. Hannah Brady's got news. Hannah?
Yeah, guys, when the Phoenix came out of the locker room, quarterback Landon Clark was warming up on the sidelines. He was experiencing some discomfort, told the athletic trainers that he couldn't throw. He went into the medical tent. He was in there for a while, came out, got on the bike, started warming up a little bit more. He went back into the medical tent, now walking on the sideline, seemed to have some discomfort on his side and as well as his hand. So Marco Lainez will be getting the start at quarterback here in the second half, guys.
Hannah, thank you so much. So Marco Lainez, who has not worked a ball game since week 2 against the Davidson Wildcats in this building, and the former Iowa Hawkeye will have an opportunity to potentially take part in a storybook Saturday afternoon comeback.
Yeah, and I think one thing you can really help Marco in this situation is by running the ball.
Yep.
You got to run the ball. You got to run the ball to set it up, because I guarantee you, one thing Rhode Island is going to look at is potentially planning for that. But with the running game they have, and then Marco's legs as well, there's opportunity.
And Landon Bakey will simply let White's kick bound into the end zone, and so the Phoenix will get it. First down and 10 from their own 25. Elon in the opening half. Phoenix with 6 drives, bookend points on the drives, opening field goal from Barnes and then the Furman touchdown catch. The other 4 drives account for a grand total of 17 snaps, all 4 punts, including 2 3-and-outs. In the 2 middle drives that go 6 plays and 3 yards in total. Lainez, third-year sophomore from out of Belmead, New Jersey, ready to go. Working with the empty backfield. Marco will set and throw. Pass is caught. That's McMillan, and Keenans will take it to the 30-yard line. It's a little bit different with Lainez. It comes out a little bit different. But Marco's just got to simply be given time right now in this offense.
Yes, and Marco doesn't have to be Superman. Just put a drive together. Utilize his legs when necessary. He has a bigger frame than Landon, but that's the man who needs the ball and some carries, because he can continue to extend the sticks.
And Jamel Williams will take it to the 36-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play. That'll make it first down and 10.
I mean, that just to come in, first drive, haven't played in a little bit, and just extend the sticks on the first 2 plays, that's a win. So the offensive line just has to continue to build. He just has to be manageable. That is the big thing for 10 right now. He's going to have a moment to make a play, but just kind of do what's called be forward, continue to push in forward, and continue the drive, and the great opportunities will show.
Here comes pressure. Lainez loops one out there and intended for Magazoo. And it will fall incomplete. Johnson and Carcel in coverage for the Rams.
Yeah, that was one of those where he maybe got a little bit greedy. I mean, Magazoo has a great set of hands, but just considering the coverage and the defense that Rhode Island's playing someone over the top, that could have been one of those things where a little bit scary in that situation, but I get it, right? He's trying to be a fire starter for this offense, but he has to focus on moving the sticks and keeping their offense off the field.
Split back set with Frederick and Williams in between him. Handoff given to Jamel. Jamel looking for a little bit of room and cannot find anything. And the reason why, A.J. Petta came in with 51 tackles on the year. Pena, rather. And make it 3rd down and long.
I mean, the Elon tackles have struggled all day with the Rhode Island defensive ends. Pena especially, just winning one-on-one matchups. It would have been stronger to potentially have another tight end to provide a chip on 8 side, but one-on-one, especially when he's standing, it's almost a cheat code today.
3rd down and long. Linez rolls the pocket, zips one out, pass is caught. Did he stay in bounds? Yes, sir, he did.
He's a little short, though.
Keeney's McMillan is just a touch short, but he does get the Phoenix out of a 3rd and long hold. But he'll be a couple of yards behind the stakes, and I believe the Phoenix are going to roll the dice here.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, just because they understand how Rhode Island is rolling. I mean, they've scored on every drive except for one. You don't want to give them the ball back, and then without an opportunity to look like they talk through it, and they're going to punt.
Yep. Phoenix are going to make the decision on the punt. Elon will get everybody set. Remember, Phoenix faked it twice in conference play already. They will not fake it a 3rd time, at least not here. A spiraling kick by Yerk, and he will absolutely hammer one into the end zone. It'll lead us to the timeout. 8:09 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Kyrie's already told you Rams have put points on the board on an opening drive of the half. They'll get an opportunity to make it 2 for 2 in the 2nd half. Rhode Island in front by 17. This is Elon Football on My 48 and Elon Sports Vision.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancec.edu to learn more.
Decorative towel. There was a mess. I wiped up a mess.
Yeah, you... Where is the bus? Never mind, I found it.
Welcome back, football fans. We'll see you in the fridge.
Discover your gateway to the Elon experience with a stay at the Inn at Elon, a 4-star boutique hotel nestled in the heart of one of the nation's most beautiful campuses. Their mission, a stay with a purpose, ensures that 100% of profits from your stay and meals go directly to supporting student scholarships. Enjoy fine dining at the Mark, along with exceptional hospitality throughout your stay. Learn more and book your visit at theinnatelon.com.
27-10, Rhode Island in front. Rams about ready to take over after the Yerk punt down to the sidelines and Hannah Brady. Hannah, it's no secret Phoenix have not found good times in this 3rd quarter of play throughout the season.
Yeah, Taylor, the past 3 games for the Phoenix, the 3rd quarter has proved to be their nemesis in terms of scoring. I asked head coach Tony Trisciani this week how they look to get over that hurdle, and he said it's not so much of an offensive issue. It's also defensive, getting off the field on 3rd down, but a crucial component is they haven't received the football in the 2nd half of a football game this entire year, so with an extra possession for the other team, he doesn't think it's a lack of energy issue, but sustaining drives after the half as well as the turnover margin specifically in the 3rd quarter has been the Phoenix kryptonite. So the focus this week was on how to completely lock in after the half and find momentum, and that's what the defense are looking for right here, Taylor.
Hannah, thanks so much. Littleton's first carry. Good for a gain of 11 on the play. And right back to Littleton, and Littleton simply Runs into the waiting arms of the Phoenix defense. Pardue and Lauro in the neighborhood. Dillon's been everywhere up front defensively at times this afternoon. Gain of 1 on the play will make it 2nd and 9.
I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to Littleton as well. I mean, we haven't talked about him as much in the run game, but 12 rushes, 60 yards to give him 5 yards a pop here for the Rhode Island offense. And his offensive line's done a pretty good job of trying to working up to the second level. Haven't said Asher Cunningham or Brody Carroll's name too often today because there's usually an offensive lineman that's worked up. So running game has done what it's supposed to do for this offense.
Play action, and Farrell simply blindsided Jevin Brown with the sack. It'll be the third of the afternoon for the Phoenix. Another Food Lion Feed sack to get back, make it 26 of those bad boys on the year.
And I'll tell you, that was all kind of started with Kamari Brown in that situation. They tried to double up, kind of provide a chip there, and then Kamari Brown did a great job working down the middle. Jevin Brown hinted inside, came back outside, and had a perfect lane for a sack. So that's what the Phoenix have needed. Big play there, but now it's 3rd and long. They have to be smart. Watch a quick check down, quick screen throw, and from Rhode Island. Have to be smart here for no penalties as well.
Snap, Farrell, here comes pressure once again. He'll zip it down, pass is caught, and that's Barrow. Ball pops free. I think Barrow may have fallen back on it, although the Phoenix give the customary point down to the other end of the field. Always, right?
Always. You always got to do it.
Always got to point down.
Yes, sir. And I'll tell you, I kind of saw that check down was coming. Nothing too crazy. Rhode Island has a 17-point lead, but the Phoenix defense doing a great job here, kind of rallying to the ball. And right there, Ish Atkins and then Brody Carroll just sticking his hand up from the ground, just trying to create an opportunity for his team. So the Phoenix defense gets another stop. This is something that they've needed, but the offense with Marco Linez, they have to make some plays here to try to get themselves back in the game.
James Allen will boot it away. Phoenix are going to send a little heat, and Allen will get it away. Hamilton will take it on the run. DJ to the 40, 45, midfield and into rim territory. Turns the corner, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Elon. The ball club that's had 4 of them run back on them this year turns the tables, and the guy from out of Mallard Creek in Charlotte takes it to the house for 6.
Great job there by DJ James Hamilton, following one of his blocks, and there's been a lot of opportunities for that for the Phoenix punt return team. It was just perfectly set up, and then once 8 works to the outside, the cavalry provides the blocks, and then it's speed from DJ James Hamilton, finally taking advantage of that opportunity. He's been waiting for that. A needed touchdown there. Time to turn it in your own hands, and the Phoenix have a little life here in the 3rd quarter.
Luke Barnes will try to move the Phoenix within 10, sends us to the media timeout. Snap, spot, kick is away, and it is good. The guy from out of Charlotte who missed the final 9 games last season tries to provide a jolt and a spark of electricity to this early November Saturday in Rhode Stadium. Phoenix are within 10 off of the 70, count them up, 70-yard punt return. This is Elon Football.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
We all have our own way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too.
Here's what we recommend.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
We all have our own way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too.
Here's what we recommend.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
First punt return touchdown for Elon football since 2013.
Wow.
And the Phoenix, on an afternoon when they have been held to just 38 offensive snaps and 137 total yards, are all of a sudden within arm's distance of the lone remaining unbeaten in the league.
You can't do
but
that.
Luke Barnes will boot it out of bounds, and all of a sudden, Rhode Island, who's not needing any help on the offensive side of things.
The ball will be placed at the 35
334 yards to their credit. Farrell has been tremendous, 18 for 23 and a pair of touchdowns. Will start it first down and 10 from their own 35.
Yeah, you can't give an offense like this that has been so lethal. For there's no other way to say it. They've been lethal today. You can't give them anything, and that's exactly what you do there. And I think the Phoenix defense, hopefully with the punt return, has a jolt of energy here, trying to get the ball back to their offense. A lot of ball left, a lot of time left, but they're gonna have to make a stop. Not 3 points, not 6 points. They have to make a stop here and make some plays and put Rhode Island in tough situations.
Farrell, straight drop, flips one out, pass is caught. And making the grab is Barrow, the backup tailback. Here he is, or excuse me, the gain rather is to the 44, so gain of 9 on the play.
Well, just in that situation, TD, when you look at the quick throw from Farrell out, there's 3 maroon jerseys, but no one's close enough. So there's like a 3-4 yard bubble he has in order to get the ball. Somebody has to get out there. They got to communicate. They have to talk to each other, because what Rhode Island's done, they've just been picking it apart, and they've done a tremendous job of executing in that manner so far today.
Handoff given to Barrow. Barrow's got the first down. Brody Carroll there to drag him down to the ground, but because of the work on the first down snap, short distance to go for the Rams.
I mean, I would tell you, very methodical approach there for the run game today as well, but they're getting about 3-4 yards a pop easy before contact tends to happen. So that's something that they've had in their back pocket, but eventually a defensive back is going to have to make a play here on Farrell to slow him down, because he has just been in a rhythm all day and doesn't look like he's going to slow down.
Handoff given to Littleton. Littleton across the midfield stripe and into Elon territory at the Phoenix 48-yard line, gain of 5. Kyrie told you that's about on his average for the afternoon. Now 14 carries for 66 yards. Rhode Island run game that's been good at being the placekeeper, if you will, with regards to this Ram passing game. Farrell, second down, checks it down. This is Littleton, and he'll scamper out of bounds.
Yeah, once again, TD, as I'm saying, I mean, there's no one, whether it's the wide receiver or the running back, it's pitch and catch from the Rhode Island offense right now, and they're just getting what they want. The Phoenix have to put some pressure in some way, especially in the DBs, because there's too much of a cushion that's allowing for 1-2 yard throws to become 6-7 yards gains.
Ardu, Loro, Lowry, and Brown, the defensive front for the Phoenix, as Elon continuing to rotate guys on snaps. Down and 10. Handoff given to Littleton, and Littleton across the 40. And simply puts his head down and finds his way to the 38. Gain of 3 on the play. Kyrie down 10. DJ James Hamilton at least has given the Phoenix a new mathematical number to work with.
Right.
But still, you feel like the way that Rhode Island has controlled the pace of this thing and the tempo, Phoenix may have 3 more cracks maximum left in it this afternoon.
And they're going to have to get a stop. And the thing about it is, if you look at the Rhode Island kicking game, it's been fantastic so far today. So that's almost an auto 3 when they get to this situation.
Handoff given to Barrow. Barrow slithers through the Phoenix defense inside the 20 and down to the 17-yard line. Needs 7 and winds up with 20. They'll spot him at the 18, but Brendan Barrow, the former Stanford Cardinal and the native of Ontario, moves the Rams inside the red zone for the 4th time of the afternoon.
4 broken tackles there. 4 missed tackles as well from the Elon defense. Way too many of those today. And once again, Rhode Island's just breaking them with ease because the Phoenix aren't bringing their hips. They're just wailing arms. That's not going to work against a team with this type of firepower.
Barrow looking to get to the corner and cannot, and Kamari Brown will sit him down.
I think the Phoenix, the goal should be here, at least force it to a field goal try that will keep it to a 2-possession game. But if anything more than that, especially 6 here on the board, that's going to be a tough task considering, you're going in with your backup quarterback and you're going to have a pretty 2-possession or more deficit. So the Phoenix need to kind of really garner up, make sure they're wrapping up here and try to get a stop.
Issue might now be that the Phoenix may not touch it until the start of the 4th quarter. Yeah. Clock winding down. Off of the jet sweep, hand off at the give is to Littleton, and Littleton will simply find his way. Pardon me, that's Buchanan, 1, not 4. And Buchanan, who is utilized in the run game for the first time of the afternoon, carries it down to the 10-yard line. 3rd down and 3. They'll stay at the 11, so let's call it a short 3. Nose of the football almost at the 10.
It's a big play here, too.
Littleton, the back behind Farrell. Littleton flips one out. Pass is caught. That's a 1st down.
Once again,
and coming up to make the catch is Gaines.
Once again, too much of a cushion. That's a big cushion for a situation where they need the 1st down. You're kind of sitting, waiting, breaks the route, and then, great play by Farrell going right to him, but you're 4 or 5 yards away, and that's your guy. Those are the things that Rhode Island's executing. The Phoenix defense simply has not today.
Phoenix will start the 4th quarter with Rhode Island looking at 1st and goal from the Elon 6. Phoenix within 10 of the ball club that came in ranked 10th in the country. Back we come to Rhode Stadium. This is Elon football on My 48 and Elon Sports Nation.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the modern difference.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Elon. Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancec.edu to learn more.
Hard to say that an afternoon comes down to a few snaps, but you got a feeling here that if Rhode Island can punch it in for 7, move it back to a 3-score game, Phoenix once again go back in the corner with their back to the proverbial wall again. This on the handoff, it is given to Alex McClellan, and McClellan will find his way into the touchdown. The backup quarterback, not listed in the 2 deep, with the touchdown to start the quarter. off of the direct snap wildcat for the backup quarterback.
Yep.
And McClellan dives in. He caps 10 plays and 65 yards. And not to put the Phoenix too much in the corner, but boy, the hill just got a little bit steeper here in the fourth quarter of play.
I mean, once again, just the dominance from this Rhode Island offense today. I mean, outside of 2 drives, they put points up on 6 drives today, 4 touchdowns, 2 field goals. That's a recipe of success, especially on the road.
Extra point is good. We will keep it right here with the Phoenix now trailing by the 34-17. We mentioned earlier, broadcast doubleheader. We're thrilled to have you guys with us on My 48 and the FloCollege. If you're looking for Phoenix basketball, the Varsity Network app, Max Wallace just down the road in Greensboro this afternoon with the Phoenix Hoopsters of head coach Billy Taylor, who have got the early 1-point lead on UNCG. 10:40 left to play in the opening half. Remember, Phoenix are back home next Saturday. Gardner-Webb in town. Game 2 of a doubleheader. Charlotte Smith and the Phoenix women, who will return to action on Monday amongst 2,750 elementary school students for the annual Education Day. Presbyterian in town, and then the Phoenix women and men in a double dip on next Saturday. ElonTickets.com, your easiest way to be a part of all the action at Char this winter, and also be with us for the final home game in 2 weeks with the Aggies of A&T in town. Is White ready to boot it away following the McClellan touchdown, and Landon Bakey will simply let it bang into the middle of the end zone, and that's where the Phoenix will have it first down and 10 with 6 seconds gone by here in the final quarter of work.
Disappointment is there, right? Down 17, fourth quarter hasn't went your way. I mean, I think this is a big opportunity for Marco Linez to just really showcase his ability and his talent. And I think he has his receivers. Like I said, I think his frame works well. He can be mobile at times. But if the Phoenix are going to make something happen, they have to go with pace and they have to go with tempo. And they have to execute in the air, which they have not done with ease so far today.
Landon Clark pulled because of an injury. You heard from Hannah, who talked about the fact that he had gone to the tent and come out, got back on the bike, so it's obviously something they were trying to keep warm, could not, as Kenaz McMillan with the catch, and the gain on the play will be of 16. It'll make it first down at 10.
I mean, good ball.
Maybe the best ball that Marco's thrown all year.
Yeah, big good ball there. I mean, finding Kenaz. But once again, he has the athletes. So he just has to kind of make the play, and his opportunities are there for him.
Handoff given to Jamel Williams, and Jamel will simply push the pile forward, going to the 46-yard line. Gain on the play will be a 5, and that'll make it second down at 5. Jamel on the afternoon, though, has been curtailed, if you will. 7 carries now for 21 yards. Mentioned earlier, when the afternoon started, if he had enough carries to qualify, he would have led the nation in yards per carry. The snap, handoff given to 26, and he will simply take it to the midfield stripe before being upended on the play. Tackle that time is going to be credited to DePenna Gray.
I'll tell you this about 26, even he got popped there on that play. He just pops back up.
Yep.
I mean, he has the physical capabilities, but I think he's someone that needs more carries. I think 7 carries is, especially considering. Oh, I think we got a substitution here too.
Yep, penalty flags have been thrown, and now all of a sudden, Justin Ackley out to call the penalty, and I believe the line judge is late getting the call in.
Prior to the foul, Elon has called their first time out of the half.
Yep.
30 seconds.
So try that one on for size. Getting ready to call the delay of game, and Derek Latimer, the line judge, who's next to the head coach of the Phoenix, does not get the Elon timeout whistled before the penalty flag can be thrown, but it's a 30-second timeout. And so we'll keep it right here. Phoenix, as we mentioned earlier, back home in 2 weeks. They'll get the Aggies of A&T at 2 o'clock kick. Final road game of the season next Saturday from the Creek. Elon and Campbell from Barker Lane Stadium at 2 o'clock. While Rhode Island finds themselves in an interesting spot next Saturday. Orono, Maine, Alphon Stadium. And the opportunity to maybe solidify a lot of things.
Absolutely.
Linez ready to go on 3rd down and short. Handoff is given on the jet sweep, and that is Dan Frederick with the carry and enough for the 1st down. Davey on the tackle.
Well, the Phoenix there kind of continuing to put a drive together. This, I think, is big for everyone's confidence just going forward. You know, Marco Linez putting together one of his first scoring drives since that David City game back in week 2. This is just, confidence building for everybody because they need it at this point to go forward for the remainder of the season.
Play action, Linez, here comes pressure. Marco steps away, now comes set, flips one into the sideline, intended for Jamel Williams, but Linez also just trying to find higher ground that time. He's giving chase on the play is A.J. Pena. And make it 2nd and 10.
Great job there by Marco, kind of escaping. Once again, bringing pressure from Rhode Island, escaping once, escaping twice, and getting the ball away. Not forcing it where it's not there and living to play another down.
Williams in motion out of the backfield. They'll go to the empty set. 3 wide outs to the top of your screen. Linez set. Here comes pressure, and Marco flips it out. Ball is loose. I believe they're going to say hand was going forward. And so the incompleted pass will make it 3rd down and long.
On the field is an incomplete pass.
Once again,
3rd
just
down.
looking at the pressure that's been brought from Rhode Island today, right up the middle. So the Phoenix, they're bringing one more player that the Phoenix just can't block. And then look at it, 2 bodies getting by the guards and tackles. Both tackles essentially got beat. And then that's a big hit there on 10. Hopefully Marco's good. But, Rhode Island has been relentless with their pressure today.
3rd down and 10. Phoenix on the afternoon. 4 for 11 in 3rd downs. Linez ready to go. Straight drop. Here comes pressure and nowhere to go. And A.J. Pena, who continues to have the kind of year that is probably going to lead to some postseason honors and accolades, continuing to rack up numbers. Pena with his 3rd tackle on the afternoon. It becomes his 2nd sack of the day.
Evanson Freed as the offensive tackle, don't get me wrong, A.J. Pena is outstanding. He's one of the best.
Yep.
Right? You can't catch as an offensive as a tackle. He's waiting for the blow rather than striking Pena, and as a result, he's too quick. You're not going to be able to hold on, and that's what's made it easy. As you're waiting for him, he's just going right by you. He has to work on that component of his game.
Spiraling kick, and Yerk will boot one out of bounds inside the 5, and so Rhode Island, who's already driven it 96 yards for a touchdown on one drive, will start once again at their own 4 with just under 12 minutes left on a Saturday in November. Rams are trying to win a 4th straight ball game. Back we come to Rhode Stadium. This is Elon Football from My48 and Elon Sports Vision.
Decorative towel. There was a mess. I wiped up a mess.
Yeah, you Where is the butt? Never mind, I found it.
Welcome back, football fans. We'll see you in the fridge.
Discover your gateway to the Elon experience with a stay at the Inn at Elon, a 4-star boutique hotel nestled in the heart of one of the nation's most beautiful campuses. Their mission, a stay with a purpose, ensures that 100% of profits from your stay and meals go directly to supporting student scholarships. Enjoy fine dining at the Mark, along with exceptional hospitality throughout your stay. Learn more and book your visit at theInnAtElon.com.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
Well, back to Rhode Stadium. Phoenix trailing 34-17. We'll update the matter in Greensboro here on the hardwood in just a little bit. But Devin Farrell of the Rhode Island offense back to work. Rams, who came into the afternoon 10th in the country, is Littleton with the carry. Across the 5, he'll take it to the 8-yard line. By the way, 7 minutes left to play in the opening half. The Phoenix, who hit 99 on Wednesday night in the opener against Belmont Abbey, are already at 35 in Greensboro, and the ball club that hit 13 triples on Wednesday night has already hit 7 of them in the opening half against the Spartans. Billy Taylor's ball club leads by 6 here. Phoenix trail by 17 to a ball club that will end the day, it appears, as the lone unbeaten remaining in the conference. Handoff given to Littleton, and he'll take it to the 15-yard line. That should be enough for a first down. It will be the 21st first down of the afternoon for Rhode Island, who has eclipsed the 400-yard mark in terms of total offense. Kyrie, it was interesting spending some time. Shane Donaldson and the folks at Rhode Island are good friends, and spending a few moments with them in the booth, and you listen to them talk about this afternoon, but also talk about next Saturday against Rhode Island, versus Maine, and then the senior day at Meade Stadium against Hampton. Handoff, by the way, given to Littleton, and he'll find his way across the 20 to the 21-yard line. That's a gain of 6 on the play, and brings up second down and 4. Potentially, you're looking at a ball club that could finish 8-0 in the league, 10-2 overall, and they are not guaranteed, they don't believe, they would be guaranteed a national top 8, at least in terms of the numbers that the committee released earlier this week. That, to me, is fascinating.
I think I agree. Obviously, there's a lot of talent at the FCS level if you look at the Missouri Valley and Big Sky. But if you look at what they've done, they've won some big ball games, but the losses is what stands out for this team.
Yep. The loss to Brown may come back to be the negative in the resume. Brown, who is right now middle of the road Ivy League team, although if Rhode Island can find another touchdown this afternoon, they would eclipse 38 or more in 4 straight.
But I think, if I'm Rhode Island, I'm a big fan of Stony Brook. I'm a big fan of New Hampshire. You want them to keep winning because that makes your wins over them look a lot better, especially New Hampshire, who's rolling right now.
Handoff is given to Littleton, and Littleton will take it to the 32-yard line, gain of 5 on the play. They will mark him at the 33. That's a gain of 6. Make it second and 4. Be interesting to see where Monmouth places out after losing this afternoon to New Hampshire.
Yep.
And then Villanova in their final year in the CAA before moving on to the Patriot League. Also in line for a 7-1 finish. Their lone loss would be to Monmouth. Littleton with the carry. Across the 40, he'll simply dive to the 41. Gain of 8 on the play. That'll be enough for another first down. And now,
Littleton's going. We're just seeing, TD, this is just bully ball now. I think they're just kind of lining up. They have a 17-point lead. They're just running it up the gut. Nothing cute, nothing fancy. Not trying to do too many pre-snap motions. They're just lining up saying, all right, our 5 guys on our offensive line, they're going to work up to the second level. They're going to beat the defensive line. And that's exactly what they're doing. No frills offense here from Rhode Island.
Interesting that we've not seen Gabe Winovich after he ran for 90 yards and 2 scores in his first ever start against Bryant. As Farrell uncorks it, Feiner the catch, and the tackle made by Jevin Brown. Connor Feiner makes the grab. We told you earlier, the transfer from north of Atlanta and Kennesaw State. It is a loaded up group in terms of guys that started their time on the academic level at the collegiate side of things at a different destination. We told you earlier, a backfield that is Temple, Maryland, Stanford, some of the previous destinations.
Yep.
2nd down and 7. Tight end in motion across the formation for the Rams. Hand off, this is Barrow. He's the former Stanford Cardinal. He'll take it into Elon territory at the 49, and that'll be enough to move the sticks. The offensive line has become the strength of this group, and Jim Fleming went to the portal to get healthy. Christian Smith, the left guard from Merrimack. Brock Bethea, the left tackle from out of the Rock City of Chattanooga. And Kyrie mentioned earlier, Thomas Buxton from Stonehill College.
Yep.
1st down and 10 at the 49. Snap, flips it out. This is Buchanan. Buchanan with the grab. He'll take it inside the Elon 45, and then they'll finally stop forward progress at the 43-yard line. So Buchanan with the catch. And that'll be his 7th grab of the afternoon. So Buchanan's numbers will continue to elevate. He'll go to at least 54 catches, the potential of more here in the final 6+ minutes.
Yeah. Well, TD, I will tell you, if you look at this Rhode Island offensive line, just height and size, these are grown men, right? 6'5", 305, 6'2", 270, 6'2", 321, 6'3", 335, 6'5", 330, and how they play. Outstanding hands, very well disciplined. Look how clean. Look how clean right now. Just, just having a good time, and then guys are still blocking. And then you run into the situation to get down. They've just done a great job of keeping Farrell clean today, and that's the difference. If you look at the defensive line for the Phoenix, it's a little bit smaller. So it's just the physicality and how they're playing really tight hands has been helpful.
They've also been able to continue to work up front. You see Chaz Knox trying to fight through the double team, and then certainly guys are turning in. Nice here, Kelly turning into a potential block, and just another example of what Rhode Island's done offensively. It was interesting to kind of going back through and looking over all of the different historical notes. We mentioned earlier, clinched the 5th straight winning season, and
timeout.
Rhode Island simply asked for the timeout as
30 seconds.
The play clock was winding down. I mentioned earlier they've clinched their 5th straight winning fall already. That's a school record. First conference title last year. They won a share of it. They did not win the automatic bid. But the first conference title since '85. 7th overall. Went to the postseason last year for the 4th time in school history. They'll more than likely head back this year. First time since '85 on a postseason trip. But we simply remind you that this has been a slow build. Jim Fleming was the guy in 17.
Yep.
When Warren Messer made the game-saving pick at Meade Stadium in Kingston. He was the guy at 18 when Messer and Jalen Thomas went on scoring runs of over 70 yards in this building. Thomas offensively and Messer a pick 6 and a big Elon win. 15 wins in his first 6 years as a head coach, but Rams stayed the course, and on 3rd down and long, Asher Cunningham with a sack.
I mean, Asher Cunningham there, great job of just getting back there to cause a little bit of chaos. But TD, just to touch on something that you said, if you look at the Rhode Island roster, they've done a tremendous job in the portal.
Yep,
right?
they have.
I think I count 35 guys on their rosters that did not start at Rhode Island. So and those are guys who are playing football for them, not guys just sitting there. So they've done a great job with that, and it's paying dividends within their program.
Well, following the timeout has been taken following the sack. Phoenix take the timeout. And so Elon will have just one timeout remaining. I mentioned earlier, Jim Fleming, the 66-year-old, and I mentioned earlier, 38th year in college football. the numbers that jump out.
Please reset the game clock.
He worked in 8 different conferences,
on the game clock, please.
including 4 in the CAA, or excuse me, 4 in the FCS. The CAA, the Northeastern Conference, the Ivy League, and the Big Sky. He spent the 2 years in North Carolina as an assistant for John Bunning. All of this for the guy that was an all-conference tight end in 1981 at the University of the South in Swanee.
Yep.
There's the punt by Allen, and DJ James Hamilton, who's already housed one, will simply let it bounce and roll to the 12-yard line, and that's where the Phoenix will put it in play. Down 17, and it goes without saying. Elon got to be quick right now.
Yeah, and it's just that's not what they've done today. That has not been within their scheme because, once again, the strength of the Rhode Island defense is their defensive backs. I mean, they have just played a really, really solid football game. I mean, right now, Elon has 15 completions for 136 yards. I mean, they've done a great job of keeping everything in front of them. They've tried to minimize the big play. I mean, other than the one long catch from Landon Bakey for 39 yards, I mean, the next one after that is 16. So they've done a great job of keeping everything in front of them, playing very well-disciplined defense.
Marco Linez will load up. Got a guy out there, and Isaiah Furman, 40, 35, 30, and trying to break away. What was that about? Maybe that's not been in the game plan this afternoon? Opening snap,
up
home
until
run
that
ball
point.
by Furman. Well,
up until that point, yeah. I mean, great job by the offensive line. This is one of the rare times that Rhode Island didn't bring pressure. So as a result, that left a one-on-one matchup on the outside, and Isaiah Furman got there. But that was a really good ball there from Marco Linez getting it to Isaiah. So once again, Phoenix took advantage of that matchup and that opportunity there.
Handoff given to Frederick, and Frederick will find his way for a gain of 2 to the 23-yard line.
I would like to see, I know it's a 17-point game. I would just like to see a little bit more urgency in the Elon offense here, trying to get points on the board, continuing to fight. They're taking their time, and the clock's ticking a little bit. So I think the Phoenix just gotta get things rolling and make sure they're getting the right system, right play call.
Marco Linez 4 for 7 on the afternoon for 85 yards. Here comes the pressure. Linez will dial one up, going to Furman in the end zone, and it is incomplete. Double coverage, and Jalen Neal, fifth-year senior from out of Atlanta, in the vicinity.
Yeah, I'll tell you there, Marco was looking for 13, which is a smart thing to do, but especially over the top, the coverage that Rhode Island had, good that the ball kind of went away because that could have been potentially a bad decision there. But Phoenix here, third down, I think it's 2-down territory. You got to play your 4 downs here, some opportunities for the Phoenix to try to at least get the first down, if not score.
Empty backfield for Linez to go to work. Pressure. Now here comes pressure again. Flush going to the far side, and Linez just simply has to rip it into the far sideline. It was Akinsulari as well as Bethea. Arias Bethea. And it'll bring up a 4th down, and Luke Barnes on for what'll be a 41-yard field goal attempt. Phoenix have got to have one of these, down 17. Barnes has already hit from 50 on the year, a personal best. Or 50 on the day, rather. Snap, spot, kick is away. It is a line drive kick that is good. And with 3:15 left, well, Phoenix take it from a 3-score game down to a 2-score game. As Luke Barnes is good for the season. Barnes knocks home his 12th field goal. 5 plays, 65 yards, $126 off the clock. That is the Wade's Jewelers scoring drive summary. Quick reminder, Wade's Jewelers, Gibsonville, and Southport on the coast. It's time to hashtag Get Engaged by Wade's. Wade'sJewelers.com online. Get a picture of Marco Linez. Kyrie mentioned earlier, first snaps since Davidson. Spending some time with Doug Martin. TJ Cruz in the conversation as well, another guy that's in that quarterback room. If you're late joining us, Landon Clark banged up at one point, went into the medical tent, came out at the halftime break, started throwing early, and then left the throw session to go to the medical tent. And when he came back out of the medical tent, unable to go. And so Marco Linez has gotten the Yeoman's bit of the work. And Jeff Yerk on now to boot it away. And this is an onside kick effort, high bounce. And this one will simply find its way out of play.
That was
Yerk trying to bounce one up there around the 10-foot rim across the way at Char Center, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't bad at all. I mean, and if Isaiah Furman had an opportunity to time it just a little bit early on his jump, something could have happened. That wasn't bad at all, but just goes out of bounds. And that's just kind of been the story of the day. The bounces, well, not just the bounces. The Phoenix have had, it's been close but no cigar a few times. And Rhode Island, got to give them all the credit in the world. They have just executed at a phenomenal rate. And truthfully, TD, they looked like the number 10 team in the country. And how they've just played, how they've executed offensively and how they've executed defensively of just continuously providing pressure in today's game.
Farrell working with the loaded up offensive line. He'll hand it to Littleton, and Littleton will spin. Going to the midfield stripe. Gain of the play will be of 5. Interesting month ahead for Rhode Island. You would imagine they will host at least one playoff game. If they are a national top 8 seed, that will not be until the first Saturday in December. If they are not a national top 8 seed, it'll be the Saturday of Thanksgiving. Well, if that will be the last home game, then the project begins on the renovation of Meade Stadium. One of the more unique spots in the league. Gets a $40+ million facelift as Littleton will take it to the 48-yard line. Antwain Littleton, gain of 2 on the play. They are simply taking down one entire side of the stadium. It's the side that held the coaches' booths, held the broadcast efforts. It was a side that was simply wooden bleachers as the 2-minute timeout is upon us, and we'll finish the conversation when we return. Timeout on the field. Phoenix find themselves down 14. Back we come to Rhode Stadium. Elon, it appears, on their way to losing just the second time in the last 12 November contests. This is Elon football from I-48 at Elon Sports Vision.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the modern difference.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly, McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
Well, ball club that started the afternoon ranked in the top 10 of the country is certainly putting together a statement victory. It would be their 4th straight. It would be their 8th on the year. They would remain undefeated in conference play and up 14 to face it a 3rd and short. But the Phoenix able to put together the pressure, and a couple of names we've talked about throughout the afternoon in Brown and Cunningham there to make the stop. It'll bring up a 4th down and a 4th and 3, and you would assume James Allen, and indeed you would assume accurately, is Allen on to boot it away. And DJ James Hamilton, the good doctor, and I will simply tell you that if you got another one in you, right now be about as good a time as any.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I would tell you, lock in here, find your spot, and it looks like there's going to be a pump block here. Could go punt save based off the snap, but yep.
And Allen will get it away. It is a wobbly kick. Hamilton will call for the fair catch, and boy, sort of a microcosm of the afternoon. It hits inside the 10, and instead of bouncing forward and rolling into the end zone, it'll simply take a hop back, and so the Phoenix will begin first down and 10 on the drive at their own 8. We mentioned earlier the November win streak. Phoenix had won 5 straight games in the month, 10 of the last 11. That win streak is in peril with 1:44 left and down 14. Phoenix also came into the year 22 league wins in their last 4 seasons. Handoff given to Jamel Williams, and Jamel will take it to the 20. That's a gain of 12 on the play, and the clock continuing to run with the Phoenix down 14. That streak will come to a close, by the way. 5 conference wins in 4 straight years. Phoenix will need to beat Campbell and beat A&T to make it 5 straight years of 500 or better, as Williams takes the pass out in the flat and then is leveled for his troubles.
I will tell you there, quick throw out.
Timeout.
Scary hit, but legal hit
timeout
primarily where it was. Good to see Jamel Williams pop back up, but with 1:20 left, it looked like the Phoenix called a timeout.
Yep, Phoenix have called the timeout. It'll be their final timeout of the afternoon. I mentioned earlier the streak of 4 straight seasons of 500 or better, and the opportunity to now win in Bowie's Creek next Saturday, and then the potential to beat the Yankees here.
Right.
And we've talked often about the history of Elon football, this being the 103rd season.
Yeah.
I think it's important to point out that the importance of the final 2 ball games is that the Phoenix have got an opportunity. There are only 2 groups in the 103-year history of this program that have had 5 straight years of 500 or better. One of those went 13 consecutive years, 76 to 88. Of course, you know what those years were with Coach Wilson, Coach Tolley, and the 2 straight national titles. Mackie Carden as well in the coaching tree, along with Wright Anderson, as Linez's pass falls incomplete. McMillan in coverage. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8. But still a lot to play for, but certainly not the opportunity to continue the streak of 5 wins in conference play. But Phoenix and Campbell will be an interesting get-together next Saturday.
Absolutely. A Campbell team that has somehow found a way. They got really hot today, and as of right now, with 6 seconds left, they're up 3 on William & Mary, and William & Mary is going for a game-time field goal. So it's been a good game over in Bowie's Creek, and I expect another one next week.
Catch is made by McMillan. He will simply run it out to the 27. As Gray comes up to make the stop, we roll to under a minute left. Remember your chance to be here in 2 weeks for a 2 p.m. start, the final home game of the regular season. The Aggies of A&T are in town, senior day. Linez looking, he'll zip one out, pass is caught. McMillan, though, cannot hang on to it. He'll simply drop it. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, I think
and
that
Jeff
was
York
4th down.
or excuse me, that was 4th down.
Yes, sir.
And so move it to the 1st down marker, and more than likely Rhode Island will simply come out, take a couple of knees, and the streak of 38 and 3 straight will be snapped. The win streak will not. And for the 2nd time on the season, the Rams will post the 4-game win streak.
I mean, well, let me start off by saying tremendous credit to Rhode Island and how they played today.
Yeah.
I mean, they just executed from start to finish. The thing that just stood out to the Phoenix about the Phoenix is just the lack of energy to start the game, but then also just the inability to stop on drives. I mean, Rhode Island was just methodical to start the game. If you just look at the drive sheet and what they were able to accomplish, 15 for 90, touchdown, 10 for 46, field goal, 5 for 70, touchdown, 1 for 70, touchdown. First 4 drives of the game, they really imposed themselves and walked out of here with the win and continuing their march towards potentially clinching the Coastal Athletic Association Championship.
Jim Fleming appears well on his way to his second consecutive season of postseason football. It would be the 8th trip in the program history for the Rams. Or excuse me, it would be the 5th trip for the postseason for the Rams, the second straight year in the first 2 playoff trips since 1985. The Phoenix will now need to win in Bowie's Creek next Saturday and will need to beat the Aggies here in the Senior Day finale in 2 weeks to preserve the streak and run it to 5 straight years of 500 or better. Phoenix fall this afternoon 34-20, and as Kyrie mentioned, hats off to Rhode Island, almost 450 yards of total offense. Phoenix could never get the ground game working. They're held to just 30 rushing yards for a group that came in giving up 160 per ball game.
Yeah. Really disappointing overall from the Phoenix. Just, you just expected a little bit more energy, but, there were moments, especially after losing your starting quarterback, just a tough, kind of confusing day overall. But you got to start off, tip your hat to Rhode Island. Young men came out here and played a fantastic football game, both sides of the ball. They had a plan, and that plan was to add or have as much pressure on the Elon offense as possible, bringing an additional body, keeping the quarterbacks uncomfortable, shutting down the run game. They did that. The Phoenix now, they're sitting at 4-6, not where they want to be, but they have 2 games to get to 6-6 and have another consecutive 500 season, the 3rd consecutive one in a row. But they have to want that. They have to dig deep and really look inside themselves and try to figure this out, because Campbell, even though they only have 2 wins on the season, those young men are continuing to play football, and they're playing hard, and they're going into their house. So if they want it, they're going to have to go take it, because Campbell's going to continue to try to build wins. And right now the Phoenix have to get back to the drawing board, figure things out, tackling, just all of the little things. Those things matter. Those showed today. You didn't see that as much with Rhode Island. You saw it a lot on the maroon and gold side. So if they want an opportunity to win these ball games, they have to pick up their game, clean up their game, and execute at a much higher level than they have so far in the last few weeks.
Our next broadcast on Elon Sports Vision comes your way on next Saturday night at 8 p.m. start for Elon and Gardner-Webb on the men's basketball side. Our next football broadcast on My 48 in 2 Saturdays with A&T and Senior Day. We mentioned some of our crew earlier, but a thanks to the entire cast of thousands: Patrick Cunningham, Scott Katz, Annie Tifo, Mia Zebley, Freddie Berlino, Harry Haber, and Noah Feiner. The camera crew, which has done yeoman's work the entire year: Jacob Blank and Daniel Tallery, Jordan Molinari Suggs, Lucy Connery, Alex Roberts, and Joey Marinello. Ella Smith was sensational on the audio side. Cade Maiden on the utility. Landon Lepley on the parabolics this afternoon. Hameen Ima and on the video engineer side. And then, of course, John Spitznagel, the incomparable John Spitznagel on the broadcast engineer side. And Annika Cronin on the coordinating producer role. Phoenix fall this afternoon, 34-20. Rhode Island leaves the Old North State, the only unbeaten in the league. Until we join you next Saturday night for hoops, or in 2 weeks for the Senior Day football. For Kyrie Walker and Hannah Brady, I'm Taylor Durham. Good afternoon from Rhode Stadium. This is Elon Football from My 48 and Elon Sports Vision.